I'm not where I want to be, but I'm in what was once a dream. So if I do some quick math, the future equals a dream come true. Since 1992, In All Honesty, a podcast by OLAVEORAWO.
Welcome to another episode of the In All Honesty podcast. My fabulous name is OLAVEORAWO, and today we have a full house again with familiar faces. Wamechange nguo, so see same day. This was not shot in the same day. But we also have a beautiful guest in studio. Yay. Celebrity. Ikifika tani yako uplag song. We can go around and introduce ourselves as we'd like to be known.
Hi everyone, I'm Muriuki Kiai, your co-host. Nimekuwa in-house sasa. Resident host, or you can call me Climaxi Ciru. Thank you for having me back.
Thank you for coming.
Hi everyone, my name is Mercy Riziki Erambo, mom of one boy. Back again. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Allow me to do this. I love you, Tariq.
Oh. Wewe upendi mtoto wako.
Guy, nampenda. Yo,
wait. Last time, mimi nilimwonyesha I was. Unaona nilikuwa kwa TV. Hata hawezi
shout out.
Salam, tumeni salamu.
Wangu ako sawa.
Wako ni mkubwa.
Nimemba.
Mkubwa anaelewa maneno.
Ni mahuru. Nimemba. Anaelewa. Peace.
Mumbua.
Okay. Hi guys, my name is the Mumbua. I'm ukitaka unaweza niita Doreen Mumbua kama jina za IDs. I'm happy to be here. Leo kwa hii podcast for the first time naitwa Mama Tiffany. I don't say that much.
You don't.
Yeah.
Yes.
So leo introducing kwa hii podcast ya Olive
Mama Tiffany.
Yes.
Thank you for coming, Mama Tiff. Thank you. You know jota mimi wasi process my friends and mothers. Uwe inani hit. Then ukiona wacha nipige simu home. I'm like, oh, ni mama ya mtu. That's when it is. But today the discussion was around single parenthood. I was really hoping we'd get a man. But I guess hata kama watanitumia story baadaye ni sawa. But let's hear about the experiences of single parenthood and what that looks like. The highs, the lows. I think we hear a lot about the lows, but I'm sure there are highs as well.
Yeah.
And we'll get into it. So, of course, as usual, I post a prompt on my socials and people just get to engage, and those will be our trigger points, our talking points, and then we just get into our stories. And if you have opinions, do let me know. So the prompt that I put up this time was, what are the highs and lows in single parenting? And the first person here told me, sorry, let me just pull it up. A high is finally getting it right. A low is all the decision making. So at some point, do you feel like will you figure out parenting?
For me, I'll say it's not something that you can figure out at once. That's for me. Because I feel like as years go by and as they grow, they change. And you're faced with new challenges as a single mom for these kids. I think probably what she means is the fact that she's been able to do it all by herself.
Oh, finally just.
Yes. Being able to do it all by yourself, having the confidence that I can do this as a parent, and just the acceptance of it as well.
And also now you have an established system. See, right now you just have a system. The nanny is coming, I'm going to pick her, naenda shule hivi sai.
I'm a routine, maybe.
There's now a routine.
Sundays you fanya hivi. Na unajua there's no interruptions.
Exactly. There's a routine has been. And I'm imagining in the very beginning before you figure that out, uko tu uku ni wapi. Yeah. And we talked about postpartum depression last week. So it was.
And at that point, sorry.
It's okay. So I support her on the decision making, especially for people like me, when you make decision inakuanga so hard, especially the small things. I don't know, I find it easier to make bigger decisions in life zenye ni risk taking, but the two small ones, like what do I wear, what do we eat,
today?
Nachoka akili. So the decision making, and then when you're two people, I think I said it last time, you can ask each other, are we doing the right thing, tufanye hivi ama tusifanye hivi? But for a single parent, you have to make the decision, and the burden you have is that this decision will affect a small human. So you're like, ni nafanya the right thing or not? And the high for me, like she said, figuring it out. You figure out as time goes by. When your baby is 1, ukiji-compare na when ako 4, 5 and on, it's very different. And then there are the good moments, you get to have fun with your kid.
That's
Okay.
That's really cool.
Hi. The next
what
person.
was her high? Hello.
Her low was decision making. The constant, I think, decision making.
And does she mean like for her own self? Am I with the other party that she's co-parenting with? Am I just her?
I don't think she's co-parenting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's the other thing I was asking. Do we consider co-parenting single parenthood?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. If you have because when you're a single parent, it means you're only you alone. But if you're if the parent is if the parent is in the life of the kid, as in fully, na kuna mvutano, like they provide, they're there, they do everything, and co-parenting is okay, then at that point you can say, I don't think they're single parents.
Then for me, I would think then decision making is easy. Because the other time I was telling a friend of mine, like vile wase wanaamka asubuhi unapata mtu anasema, hey, shule zimefunguliwa, I need to involve this man. Probably if you're a woman, you need to involve this man to pay school fees. I'm like, hey, manze, that's hard for you because it's easy for me.
I for know you just wake up and then you do.
I know it's me. I know I have school fees and it's all me.
Yeah.
So I don't have to look at anywhere else. So that decision is easy to just, make when it's just by yourself.
But then now come to think of it, to spin you, whatever you said, when you're looking for a school for your child. As much as you're a single parent, you don't want your child to live the life of if my dad was around, I would have gone to a better school.
So
inashinda imekula, I have to.
You need better.
Yeah, I'm very sure we all went through that process of school after school, unatafuta, una scrutinize ile makosa kidogo, unapata, no, we're not going here, and then finally you just say, okay, I'm deciding on this.
Oh yeah.
For me, I feel like for me it was easier. Like I feel like it's easier for me to make decisions with my daughter.
Me too.
Also, because the person I will deal with, he's a lot of work. So I would rather do it alone. Actually feel better. I know there are some financial constraints here because when you have someone who's helping with a few things, if you're a single parent fully, you're the one who's taking up all, as in everything, it's just you. That I will say is my low. But the part for making decisions, mimi, I like it because venye alijitoa completely after him mvutano, I'm at peace. I can make decisions for my child without going to that man and telling him, oh, situfanye hivi for the baby. No, I know best for my daughter at this point.
Okay.
Do you feel like maybe she meant when you see how when you have support, decisions are easier to like bounce off. Ama if you make a decision that you're with someone in this, ni kama vile shule ukipata uko na 30% alafu mpate mko 5 when you mmepata 30%, it's a bit more comforting if you are two people making a risky decision for someone maybe than carrying it all by yourself. Maybe that's where she feels. If
you have someone who's logic, but if you have someone mwenye
unapelekana hivi na vile,
I think
na labda mtu wako hata they a lot of times people want to hurt you and they don't even think about their child much.
Yeah.
It's just you they're spiteful
I saw a
about.
recent post by Jovial. I don't know if you saw that, the female artist. She wrote something about the way it's so hard, yani, and then they don't even realize that you're actually hurting. Huyo mse ana get back at you, but it's actually in affect mtoi. So I kind of felt that for her, niko like, hey, but sometimes ni poa kwa tu solo, like you just have to do it by yourself.
She's a single parent.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe I think then also we were talking about childhood traumas last time.
Yes.
So I think this is one thing that I carried with me to adulthood. Most of my decisions were made in my younger life.
By
So I
both
didn't really
parents.
get, by both parents. I didn't get to like decide a lot. Like, do I go this way, this way? It was okay, let's do this. And then, so I think coming into adulthood,
Like
I
even without
denied-
the child,
even
you
without
as a
the child,
person.
me as a person,
Yeah, I get it.
I always needed someone to
I
help
get
me.
you.
Yeah. Even for the people I've dated before,
Yeah.
there are things we're not married, but I would still ask them to help me decide. So
Yeah.
now having a whole human,
becomes hard.
yes,
whole
I
lot
really
of
needed someone to help
responsibility.
me make these decisions. But
Oh,
like we
yeah.
said, the highs, now with time, I've figured it out pole pole.
Yeah.
To a point that right now I don't struggle as much. It just,
That could it actually feeds into the last born and the only child the episodes where last borns and only children said they've always been told what to do. So when they are adults, they feel like when they make a decision, they need to run it by someone.
Exactly.
So maybe that's where the struggle comes in when sasa you are alone. Nauliza nani mtoto.
You're a last born.
I'm an only kid.
Oh, you're an
Only
only
child,
kid.
yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay.
That's
So all your
why.
decisions were made for you.
Exactly.
Me, I'm a firstborn. I have to make
Yeah, me too.
decisions.
Yeah, you have
So-
Ulijua watu wanakula nini by age 3.
unapikia kila mtu. Baadaye anakwambia nakuja saa 4 ujipange.
Actually, that's why they say it's easier for firstborns to date lastborns or only kids. Yes.
Because they are natural.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
They can look to you even for hizo decisions
exactly.
and whatever.
I think I just got a good point. Nikiangalia mtu wa kudate.
Tafuta
Firstborn,
first-
please, baby girl.
Firstborn.
I'm getting a lastborn.
Hey, my lord.
Kuna time.
Amjipendi.
Kufanya hivi. Hata mimi
Mko na nguvu.
Mko na nguvu ya.
That explains a lot actually right now. I'm just thinking,
Yeah.
Okay, I see why yako a certain way.
You see, yeah, you have to. Anyway, msikize previous episodes. Me nakwambia podcast ni moto. But anyway, someone else said, hey, Olive, one of the highs is the fact that you get to parent your child the best way you know how alone. So I guess.
Yes.
Yes.
That I agree.
100%. Mimi kwanza when it comes to education, I don't play, I don't joke. I don't want someone who'll come tell me. Kwanza, for me, I wanted to take her to a certain school, and then the dad was like, "Apana, tumpeleke public school." I have nothing against public school. I never went to a public school. I maybe in high school, ikanishinda, went to a private
Baby
high
girl.
school. Baby girl. And then you're coming to tell me I take my child to public school and you have the money. Are you mad?
Yeah.
Nika, get out of here. Mimi nikamwambia sawa, hata jitoe. Sasa saizi tuko poa, hata wewe unajua. Like, she needs, I know her. I know the things that she needs. Mother knows best.
True.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
To some point, I used to think I'm being selfish, like having that thought of, now at least I get to have you all to myself and do things that I feel are right for you.
Yeah.
And not have someone make me feel bad about it. I'm a good second guess. So I think that's also a high for me.
Yeah. I mean, I think I feel very. Maybe this is the reason I've been single. I'm serially single because the struggle of.
Stop telling us you're single. Stop telling us. We know and we don't want you.
I saw you Mumbua.
Na sisi tukiulizwangwa, why are you single? Nasemanga hakuna mtu ananitaka. Hamwamini.
Tunakuona.
It's very serious.
We see you talking about it. We just don't want you.
na hata hatukutaki. But my whatever with singlehood is that having to do things together.
With someone.
With having,
you don't like that?
It's such a struggle.
In relationships?
No. Kila mtu afanye. If I need to make a decision,
I usually
make
think,
it and I move. I don't want consultation, bureaucracy.
Me, I don't mind. In the relationship bit, I don't mind. Let's make these decisions together. But again, may have trauma from men. I will not make such decisions with someone who hasn't put a ring on it. Yes, you have to be my husband so that we can make these decisions. Yes, otherwise, Buddha.
Maybe actually, I usually think with someone it's harder because nataka kubreathe like vile olive unasema like sometimes unataka kubreathe, unataka kuamka leo uamke uende place na usiambie mtu about it.
And then the compromise, I feel like there's a lot of compromise that comes into relationships where there are things like maybe me I want to eat pasta, but you don't like pasta. Now I have to find a midpoint for something that is not.
See, you eat different meals. Si mmoja kule pasta mwingine
but
kule.
Now you're cooking a different meals.
So let's say we are sharing.
Mnunue chakula.
No, it's okay.
Si muoda glovo, guys.
It's okay. We are not saying food per se. You are those people that we tell it's the principle. It's not the actual.
It's the principle.
I was just saying that's like having to compromise.
Yes.
I think when you're alone, you see the way you wake up and then you decide, mimi huyo mtoto and transfer shule. Imagine if you are in a relationship, that's a discussion that takes a while before you decide, okay, this baby is moving out of this school. So I'm just thinking, it's faster. What were they called? In business, we learned pros and cons of, what is it called? Like solo, when you're running the business alone, and when you're in a partnership. I think it's the same.
Too many pelekam, but I hated that subject.
I love business.
I think it was the teacher. Nimekumbuka hadi venye ilikuwa imeandikwa kwa book. Yani it's photographic memory.
Sole proprietorship and partnership.
Ungefanya agriculture. Kulikuwa na hiyo option. Agriculture ama business studies.
I think ilikuwa home science.
Ndo tukule
lakini saa kushona nayo.
Was there home science in boys' schools? Because I'm about to pick a bone.
Some of them,
I think there were.
Fine.
But most of the time.
I think my brother did home science.
Schools that didn't have kina home science had woodwork.
Yes, woodwork and art.
There are things that
girls
didn't have either, but
or even music. Some schools had music.
We didn't. Music. We didn't have.
I wish we
had music.
I know, right?
I
feel like some of these some of these elective subjects need to be in each and every school, regardless.
But CBC is here now.
Yeah.
Or CBC.
Wazazi wa CBC. Wazazi wa CBC.
Baby girl.
Mine is baby girl.
Oh, IGS. Wait. Tafute pesa. Tafute do.
I said, maybe education.
You're not playing.
We don't joke. That girl's
really
education.
Cool. That's
yesterday she was telling me, Mommy, we have a project, CG for animals. So she has to research over the weekend. So she's planned her weekend to research.
Actually,
animals.
that was my dream. Kupeleka mtoto
IGCSE.
But here we are. We thank God.
We appreciate what I grow to. Watakuwa freshi.
But I think the basis of education, I feel like everything I have now is based on where I went to school in primary. Yes, the knowledge I have in English, the etiquette, for me, I feel like everything I base on what was taught in primary school. High school was really rogue for me.
High school was rogue.
Kwanza mimi nilipelekwa public high school.
It was just
ulikuwa tu, I don't know what this is. So I think your foundation pia is very important.
Yeah.
And while we are on this point,
Uliza.
This is a trigger.
Uliza.
But wacha
Just say it.
Ask. No, she'll forget.
the fact that you get to parent your child the best way you know how alone. But as Africans, we've had the narrative for so long that you'll do something wrong and people are like, because
You're
they
a
grew up in a
single home. Imejaa uko Twitter, bitter men.
yeah.
Me hata sijui ni-
Me, hata
Kwanza
sijui
you with
cha-
the boy.
zako sana na watu juu ya hiyo story. Me, I've seen worse kids from a I've seen worse kids from a full home,
two-parent home.
Yeah,
I saw.
I've seen that.
I saw something on social media like 2 days ago that we are not ready for the conversation. That there are kids who are brought up in toxic two-parent homes.
Yeah.
That are struggling right now in comparison to kids who are brought up in peaceful single-parent homes. But as Africans, we are not ready for
We
that.
are
We are
not
ready to
ready,
say
yeah.
single-parent kids brought up by single parents are messed up and
Yeah.
this and that.
Yeah.
And are we ready for the conversation that some of us were brought up in two-parent homes where the parent was single?
Very true.
There's that too.
There's that.
You know.
You know.
They're not ready.
Yeah. He was there, but he was not there.
Moja tunaweza sema ulimuona.
Umefanya?
By the way, for
see them?
real. Aki, for real.
Yeah.
There's a TikTok I saw, or I think it's Instagram or something, of a video of this a white couple in the States.
Yeah.
And they, you know how they get kids same age wakiwa wamefuatana doremi, and
Yeah.
they are like all are below like 6-5 years old. Shika moja hapa amenyonyesha, kuna mwingine hapa toddler. There are others who are fighting over here. They are having lunch somewhere. Guess where the husband is? Ako hapo where you are,
Not even
on
aware of
phone.
business.
The lady who was teaching that video said, lady, wake up, just know that you're in this, you're parenting your kids alone. You're a single parent.
You're
But
a
I
single
can
parent
say-
with someone.
The main thing that made me become a single parent ni hiyo. Like, why if I'm already a single parent and we are
In the-
together?
in the
Yeah.
relationship,
Si basi
What's the
nifanye ati
point?
nikuwe
Go
tu
too
peke yangu.
solo.
And then that
That's why I
adds you
walked
another
out.
child.
Yeah.
Now you're taking care of another grown human
Yeah.
added on to your responsibilities.
If he acted like, if he was a good dad and was emotionally supportive and all that whole support system,
Yeah, you would have
and
to stay
You have
here.
it
even
down.
if he was a bad partner to me, I'm that conservative that I would have stayed, because namwangalia nasema he's a
he's a good
Yeah,
dad.
he's a good dad.
Wacha niteteke.
Ha.
But then mimi nikuwe single mom na tuko pamoja. Wacha niende tu nikae.
Wako wengi, by the way.
There's
Wako
something
sana.
we were saying with Olive some other day, and it's something I hold dear up to now when I'm dating. You have to check the person you're dating. Can they make a good parent, mother or father? Can they make a good partner? Please check before anything, because I think that is one of the things that have made us end up as single parents. Because you look at someone, you're like, this person can make a good partner, but you don't look at the aspects of them being
A good
parent.
parent.
But now here's a plot twist or something. What metrics do you use to measure?
You can't
Because
see.
at that point you're dating.
Yeah.
I don't think I would continue dating someone, like, say for me, I'm someone who was dating for marriage. Like, this thing is going somewhere, and I was looking at all these aspects. Like, he's a good partner currently. For me, I was dating the potential of a good dad. So at that point,
Potential in
unaona-
relationships is dangerous.
now I know that. At that time, I
At that
didn't
time,
know.
yes.
And then all his actions are proving to you that he can be a good
can
dad.
be,
Actually be a good
Yeah.
dad, yeah.
And then when it gets to now
The
the
real
action,
thing.
it's like in high school when we used to study theory and practical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Theory umepata 100, fika practical pale chemistry. You don't even know what you're mixing with what.
Mambo inachemka.
Mambo inachemka. So now when I got to saw the practical bit and it was not matching up to the theory,
Yeah.
that's how I walked out.
Oh.
So maybe this thing is usually so much on social media that date a partner.
I
just
think
the way
ni
you
bahati.
put it.
I think
But
ni
now
luck.
hapo nashangaa.
Me feel ni luck pia.
I
Like,
feel like you
ukiangukia
can-
umeangukia.
I feel like you can tell. There are certain aspects.
Yeah, there are certain aspects
you
you can
can
actually
actually tell. You're going to see the way someone is. I'm trying to think of an example.
I'm thinking, are there signs during
Yeah.
during your pregnancy. Like I know someone who was pregnant. And even that first clinic visit, his man didn't go with her. The man didn't go with her.
See, already that's a sign.
That's what I'm feeling.
But the thing is,
I'm on all of this alone.
But I'm sure there's probably a time she was unwell or she needed this man and he was never there with her. Yani kuna tu vitu.
Actually,
before the pregnancy, Before the pregnancy,
yeah, there are always things. Like for me, I ignored it with my partner. One, he hakuwa na kamse serious, alikuwa tu na mchezo mingi. Sitaki kusema hapa sana.
Lakini sisi tunataka mchezo.
We want the tea.
Tunataka mchezo mingi.
Another thing is probably someone's thinking and their values.
Yeah.
And maybe if you're dating a stingy person, like very stingy with their money, be rest assured, okay, that's one thing I should have noticed. That's one thing. Like if they're stingy, they won't
international school hapo unaambiwa wewe.
Acha si hivyo, acha international, acha chakula, like the small things. Because later on, that's when I saw these things. I'm the one who used to kimwambia fanyia mtoto hivi hataki, but he was like that all along. There's that tiny things.
I think the signs are there, but we were so blind. I think for us as millennials, we were blinded, and then the way we were raised, we turned a blind eye to a lot of red flags that men had.
Ama change.
Ama you're like, I can compromise,
or rather you're in such an hyper independent mode, you don't realize that this person is not meeting you halfway. Because I remember there's a time when I was living with my ex, and there's this time, and I think that's when it dawned on me that I don't want to be here. Because I went out and did shopping and came back, and I carried the bags all the way to the house. And I was like, why do I have a man? If I was doing this while single by myself, I used to go for shopping, come back, carry all the bags to the house. Then why do I have you? Yeah, so at that point you don't realize until
na hiyo tu ni shopping.
Before I used to carry my bags to the house. Now maybe hata si mimi nafanya shopping ama ni mimi nikileta zitabebwa. So now I'm like, yeah, there's an ease to my life. But if I'm living the way I lived while I was single, what exactly?
So you can imagine you're feeling that as a person. Like now there's another person.
Yeah, exactly.
So even harder.
I think things that I would have looked out for, there's so many things we used to agree on, especially when I was pregnant. We would agree on, and he just wouldn't do them. And these are things, you see, red flags.
Mnasema tu tufanye hivi,
and then
you saw the red flags, baby. You ignored the red flags.
Mimi saizi
my lyrics.
Saizi, if I was to get pregnant for my partner, and there are certain things naona zenye najua they will bring trouble, tutasumbuana na huyu mtoto, mimi naenda kutoa. Akimi, I'm gonna go remove that child. I'm not ready to be a single parent
again.
So,
fool me once, your fault. Fool me twice.
Maybe I think my pregnancy, I was too tired to notice some things. Like, wacha tu nifanye, like mimi sina yo mental energy ya could deal with these things. Like nilikuwa umechoka. And then I also had that idea of maybe when we are now living together, because that time we're not living together in different cities, it will be different. The union will be different.
Potential.
But I think my son's birth opened my eyes to a lot of things. A lot of things that I cannot take this. How have I been taking this? Like
it opens your eyes.
It opens your eyes. And
they say that dating a single mom, men are scared of dating single moms because we are serious. We don't take bullshit.
Yeah, true.
We don't have the time.
But now with drizzle your target because you're hyper independent. niende kwa nyumba isha kila kitu iko ready. Kuna pesa na amezoea kujitegemea.
Why not?
Kuna nafika shopo na
kuna 2 bedroom
mistari peke yake. All I have to offer ni mistari na luku.
That song lady anaitwa nani Fatma or something. Siwezi choka kujivumilia. Nikuje
nikuvumilie.
I will not allow a man in my house.
Yeah.
Saizi
being now single parents, do you feel like now it's a common thing now? Do you feel like now people being told to adopt a pet before they get kids is something that is worth trying?
I think so.
People are now being told get a cat or a dog while you're living with your person first.
Oh, yes. That's nice. That's a good thing. See how they take care of that cat.
Yeah.
yes.
That's really cool. I think
you're
everyone
not a
should
pet
do
person,
that.
even a plant would.
A plant, a fish.
Take care of something.
When you're going out of town, you see if your person actually.
Yeah.
And kuna hii video ulinitumia.
Gani yo? Triggered. Ya ule mama.
Yes, this woman who's fresh out of labor, and then the man comes home with a baby goat.
Yeah, I saw that.
With a goat.
No, there's
aliambiwa ndiye apike. Ndio.
Goat ya kupika ama ya kuchekea.
She was supposed to go cook and then she's from labor like 3 days post and the husband is like go cook.
No, that was another one.
Not that one.
This one was he came back home with a goat as a pet.
Okay.
Fresh out of labor, you're
and
holding
a
child.
Small kid and then
yes.
No.
And then he's just come with a goat, he's left it there, he's just like and you're just
now have a pet.
And I saw the comments and people are just like, can someone put me in a man's brain? I understand what goes on in there.
I don't think there's anything that goes on there.
They're not
honestly.
I
don't think. I think they're just thick.
Because they've never even talked about a goat their entire life. And
why this person
why do we now have a goat inside the house?
I don't know if I would laugh in that moment.
Ama it's a ritual. Unajua mambo ni mingi siku hizi.
Do you know how it is where after labor 3 days post?
Why would you bring it now when I'm giving birth?
3 days post. Yo baby unakazana kulala analia ndo yo stress ya maziwa ndo yo maybe umeshonwa and you're struggling to
so she pans from the child to a goat bleating hapo kando ya kiti. It's wild.
Can you imagine you have 2 kinds of cries in your house?
Oh my God.
Mtoto analia huko
that was the video. There's a child crying and then ana pan to the goat and the goat is bleating at the corner there.
No, the people you're dating, guys.
There's another video, you guys, I think you've not seen. Yeah. There's this mama, like the guy came with a chick inside the matrimonial
the home.
Yeah, and then she's carrying a baby, and then she's breastfeeding. And then the man has the woman in that house.
Mimi, I have
and
questions.
She's saying, me hata siwezi piga, siwezi bishana na huyo dame.
You don't have this.
You don't have inside.
I have a question.
The guy brings analeta ndani ya nyumba.
Niko na swali. Huyu msichana, the woman, where was she when the husband was bringing this babe into their matrimonial bed?
Si hapo ananyonyesha.
She was there ananyonyesha.
Alafu unachukua nguvu unagojea wamalize chenye wanafanya.
Relax, una relax tu.
Maybe kuna exit plan alikuwa na make.
Una relax and then the calmness of that woman ndo ilinifanya nika feel wow. Yeah. She was so calm. She was just like me siwezi shughulika na dem
alisema na huyo msichana mwenye analeta kwa hiyo why are you crazy are you
I do not support
na madem
Jojo is a woman's enemy until it gets to such point.
Unajua yeye ana shida wote ni kwamba tu kweli huyo dem ana shida yeye amekujia mjules yeye hataki kuvunja boma yeye anakujia mjules
hapana
in fact ni mjules hataki huyo dem
tujiheshimu hata kama ni kwa side chick tujiheshimu to some extent
anataka mjules
hapana ni tujiheshimu
kwa nyumba is not right.
Hey, unaona bibi yako hapa ananyonyesha na una kama
hata mimi ningeingia hapo nisema hey no like ningetoka.
He doesn't even have
but what about this man What
No,
is
the
wrong
man
with this
is the main problem.
That's the main problem. That's
the
what
man
we are
is the main
asking.
problem.
I know.
Problem number one.
Because
the
what
man.
is he thinking in
Huyu
the
mwingine
first
tu ni
place? Like,
tunashangaa.
hawana akili Mumbua. Me have established men are very selfish. The moment we realize and kubali that men are selfish, that's the point you'll enter into a relationship with clear eyes. Utakuwa umefunguka macho, utakuwa hivi inaonesha hiyo.
Do you remember the girl, the young girl who gave birth and then left it with a man, and that man trended.
And then people were trashing the lady. And I was like, huyo dem alisema kitu moja yenye ili stand out for me. Alisema, ni nini mnaniuliza na mtoto wako na baba yake?
Exactly.
Ako na baba yake.
There are two parents in this life.
Mimi I had different feelings towards it. Yes, ni wakati and high time wanaume waachiwe watoto. In fact, mimi nikikuja kuambia niko na mimba uniambia hapana weka, nitakwambia saa basi. I give birth, I tell you, and you don't want me kutoa, utaki nitoe, sawa, ndo huyu mtoto wako. Nikimaliza, don't come cry about it. But now mi nilikuwa na maswali kwa hii mambo pia. Did this lady was that the discussion that they had for her to get to that point where she's leaving this child?
That's exactly what she said.
What she said.
She said I didn't want this child.
She said she didn't want the child, she wanted to abort, and if the guy wants her to keep, alimwambia utakaa naye.
But
that guy practically literally told her verbatim, za huyo mtoto unipe kama utaki. He didn't.
Wanasemanga maternal sijui nini. Instinct. Mimi
wanasema if your conscience itakubali. The only thing usifanye kama unajua itaenda kukusumbua, ukwe na guilt, ukwe na nini.
If you don't want
your conscience can accept it, uachie mtoto baba yake.
Let me give you my story. I gave birth when I was 19. Actually 18. I got pregnant at 18. I was such a baby. And trust me, if I had that chance hiyo time, ningepeleka tu huyo mtoto. Because I really didn't know what to do. At 18, I just didn't know. I just wanted, ndio nataka kufanya my life, alafu I just have this kid. Me, I would. Ingekuwa possible. Ingekuwa ako hiyo responsible. I would. But, situations inafanya tu ubaki, ukae naye. Ama ukwe, niko na hiyo conscience kidogo pia. Even if we are struggling in that car, our house, 1800, I would rather, niko na hiyo conscience.
Hata mimi conscience ndo
kitu. So them
I don't think it's conscience. I think it's us being groomed as the person who's supposed to be the primary parent. So we weren't told when we were growing up, it was like the mom holds the family. It's the mom who the child belongs to the mother. It's very funny they say that, and in my community, when people separate, they want the child to remain with the dad.
The father.
Very wild.
I have seen
but
that.
Then when it comes to all sorts of responsibilities,
the
child is yours. But in real sense, now people have started detaching from that, and people are like, there's two parents. There's the same. This blood that flows in this child's is yours as well as mine. So I think right now people are being desensitized to ati mama peke yake ndo mzazi. Baba pia utabidi ukwe mzazi. Kama unataka maziwa nitapump nikulete. What is the problem? Money. The same way we are asking men to pay for child support.
Even a woman can
me, I'll bring you child support.
I've seen a babe do that, and it's online. And I think you're the one who was telling me this story.
She does. She pays child support.
Yeah, you know that story.
No, and the man took her to court.
The man took her to court.
Ati she's not involved. Na kaambiwa tulikuja hapa ukasema unataka child support. Natumanga child support.
Unataka aje?
I love that woman.
But then again, what you're saying, Ati, we've been groomed. I think, yes, there's that part. But I think for the women who just, like an example of that TikTok babe, I think for her, she doesn't want kids completely. But you have to be very sure, because again, if you ukikuwa, like later on when you have kids, you'll always remember kuna huyu mtoto mwingine. There's a conversation we were having with Olive while we were coming, and we were saying, if you don't want kids, don't
have
them.
don't have them, don't have sex, like do everything. Mimi, like
You fornicate.
Why not have sex? Really? Why? Why now?
No, you can have sex, but you have to be
Conscious that
very
you do
conscious.
not
Do
want
everything
intentionally,
possible.
like not to get pregnant.
Because you'll find a lot of babes out here akisema sikuwa nataka mtoto but niko na mtoto. You were not really 100% about it, because we have options of tying tubes, we have contraceptives, we have condoms. Why the fuck are you going to have unprotected sex and you're saying that you don't want children? Alafu get out of here, guys. Me Olive is the only person nimeona
anasemanga mi sikuwa hata nataka huyo mtoto na akapata you had unprotected sex.
You
what
knew
do you
the
think
outcome.
were the consequences?
You knew the outcome. Maybe ilikuwa inge in
I
terms
think I
of
support you, because for me one thing that gave me strength when I started being a single parent is the fact that mimi nilikuwa nataka mtoto.
You wanted
Yes. In fact, I used to have the fear of ati siku moja naweza amka niambiwe niko infertile. Actually it was a legit fear of mine, and I used to share it with my friends. Mimi kama kuna kitu naweza ni break ni ati nikeza ambiwa I can't have kids. So at your time, as much as I was struggling, I used to tell
you
myself,
really wanted it.
As much as ningetaka maybe in another way when I'm more stable and like he's here, and I always wanted a kid, so ilinipatia strength to move on. So I think I support her point. If you know you do not want kids,
do not
make a conscious decision,
do everything possible. Yani hata tuseme ibast upate mimba, enda maristops, enda utoyo mtoto. Because if you don't want a child, mimi nimekasirikia wati mtoto. Endo utoyo mtoto. No, you know you can abort.
Yeah, I know.
Endo abort within 1 month, by the way, if you're sure you don't want kids. Don't come tell us that I didn't want kids and now you're ati
what's in the case? Hey. What's the case of
conversation?
Number 47 for my worst fears in life. Cryptic pregnancies. What about oopsie babies? Because we've had people who found out.
Who are these oopsie babies, by the way?
What is oopsie?
The contraceptive did not work.
Who plans?
Contraceptive did not work, and you found out you are pregnant at 6 months.
Na katoka kishika.
No weapon fashioned
against me shall prosper.
And what you see, you've heard of cryptic pregnancies. They've walked into a hospital with a headache and came out with a child.
Like they just
you didn't know your periods were coming as usual.
Periods came.
Everything.
If you had unprotected sex,
your contraceptive backfired.
Your contraceptive
did not know you were pregnant.
No, there are two scenarios here, babe.
Yeah.
I don't think for cryptic pregnancies they will continue having their periods.
Yes.
And
there are no symptoms.
And there are no symptoms.
Yeah.
Contraceptive, unajua contraceptive haijafanya kazi cause probably periods zitakuja.
Yeah.
High probability.
No, but she was asking about the cryptic
pregnancy.
Yeah.
Hey.
And especially, it doesn't even have to be cryptic. That one that
and
contraceptive backfired at some point. And you find out at 6 months.
Like 3 people when contraceptive will backfire.
Now, ni mtu hataki mtoto.
No.
But then now the child
ikibackfire uko na mimba ya 6 months utafanya nini?
Utalea. Mimi nasema tu hivi, ukijua utaki mtoto, like you should do everything possible. We've known of babes. An example is Mothweni Gitau, who went and tied her tubes. We know you were telling me of someone else who's tied their tubes.
Cup. I don't know what her name is.
Yes, there are babes right now who can tie their tubes.
What if you're 50-50?
50-50.
Just condoms, contraceptives.
Condoms, tembea na condoms kwa bag.
Me, I'm not even 50-50.
We are for sure.
For real. There's so many options. Yes, there's celibacy, there's condoms and contraceptives. You have
you're not sure.
If you're not 100,
don't
do everything possible.
You have contraceptives until the time
you
want.
want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Olive is the only person who I've met who does everything
Everything
possible.
possible. And she openly says, actually, it's Olive who made me start thinking. I never used to fathom the thought ati kuna mtu anaweza kasema don't kids.
Yeah.
It had never occurred to me.
It's a good thing.
And then I started seeing
I think even for me, where Olive is, the only thing I feel like I really love that baby so much because I feel like if she wasn't in my life, if she didn't come then, trust me, I would be where Olive is. I would not get in here.
Me too.
Even now, right now, I'm like, I usually tell the guys who are coming to Katiami, hey, ujue by the
I'm not adding.
usinihande your story, I'm doing me, I'm done.
Yeah.
Because my child is turning 13 and I'm like, guys, I'm so
I'm
done.
done.
So I really understand
I get
Olive
For me, I
kabisa.
used to see it in like in movies. People say they don't want kids, and then now nikaanza kuona Africans are also adopting it, but from afar. And then I see Olive, and she's so strongly.
And I was your roommate.
Yes, and you're my roommate. And then I think I think society needs to unlearn and learn some things because the world is changing. There's the online judges and gosh.
Imagine it's okay not to want kids. Me, I feel like it's okay. Instead of getting kids, traumatizing them, ama you're being stressed with your
Just
partner.
learn to adapt to things. Like this is where the world is going.
This is where. And then just like I feel right now, even you might want to have kids. It's still okay to want to have kids, but then am I asking too much if I ask people to think about your situation? Can you set yourself up better? Plan for children.
I have been told so many times that I misguide the younger people I associate with because Mimi, I openly tell them, have a plan. If you truly want to have kids, to have kids,
you should
have a plan. Kids are expensive. That's something we were not
100%.
told before millennials.
Mtoto atakuja na sahani yake.
Which son? Who of the Sauti soul has a child? Show me.
By the way,
show me.
But then speaking of the highs and lows of single parenting, I think the financial beat was my biggest low. My God, it's messed me up.
Thank you for bringing that point.
So for me, I think I was prepared to have my kid up to the point of birth. I had not thought after that what happened. Yes. For me, my faith, please do not put your faith in Jesus or the universe or anything else.
So I'm just looking at her. I'm looking at her. I'm like, where hata ulikona? Mimi hata I didn't know what was happening. Mimi nilikuwa na live to life.
I put my faith
I didn't know exactly.
And the Bible clearly says,
do not your faith in man.
In 2023, you trust a man. Even the time of Jesus, they knew.
Do not put your trust. And they said man. They didn't say woman.
They didn't say woman. And then I defied God. Your child defied you.
Yeah.
For me anyway. So my point is, even when we were talking about this kid, I don't know if I should call my baby oops baby or not. I don't know.
It's okay.
We talked about it, but we were here, neither here or there. Like, I'm not using contraceptive, but we've talked about it. Like, what if I get pregnant?
We are okay.
We both had jobs. Man. So for me, I know those ones. Already mtu your confidence. We will be together in this. When through the pregnancy journey, as much as kuna vitu mingi nilignu, in my mind I was like, si tutaraise huyu mtoto pamoja. So even the plans I was making was nita deliver wapi, mtoto atavaa nini, tutaishi wapi.
Are you the only one who's making these plans or you're doing it together?
No, we are doing it together. We actually, I used to be the 50-50 kind of babe, not anymore. Please. If you're planning to date me, mimi sina pesa. So that time we were like, mimi nilikuwa, I will buy the things for the kid, like clothes, vitu zenye mtoto atatumia. Him, he will look for a better house,
health,
stock the house, hizo vitu.
Yes.
So kila mtu ali keep their end of the bargain. I think mimi nili keep my end of the bargain kabisa. For the house I also came in kidogo. Like si we are tutaishi pamoja kwa nyumba, I'll do this kidogo. So up to the point of delivery, I delivered, tulikuwa sawa, and then now we started living together. And that's why I realized I do not have a plan for this baby henceforth. Like if the place I was working at took on a health insurance, I would be screwed. That's one thing. tungetegemea NHIF Gadi, my friend. At that time he had quit his job. We were tulikuwa tunafanya biashara pamoja, which was doing pretty well at that time. But then again, do not put your trust in
man.
So title for the episode.
I didn't have the plan for 0 to 1 tutafanyaje. I remember bringing up the conversation of now tuko na mtoto, let's start saving for the education policy. And then it's tutafanya, you know, those promises that never really let's do this. So but when it go to the point of sasa tumeachana ile kabisa I suffered financially because thou had to pay rent on my own, ulipe house help, food. Hey, by the way, we underrate the price of food.
Hey, tell me about it.
So you're like doing everything on a small salary. Nimekwambia mimi nilikuwa nimetegemea tutakuwa pamoja. So sikuwa nimepata yangu nitafanya hivi, atafanya nini. Hiyo sasa uko na pampers, uko na nini, like so all
cost of pampers.
So when I say plan, when you plan to have a kid, actually have a plan. It's not only up to delivery. Have a plan for the next 1 year, 2 years, 5 years.
It's a whole lifetime thing.
So that's something.
Even for me, one of the reasons for like not wanting children is because I picture, and I find that's why I'm so angry at so many new parents. I picture kids as teenagers. You know, a lot of people picture kids as the bubbly 2-year-old, and you're just changing napkins and that's about it. Me, I picture hata huyu mtoto huyu alitoka shule juzi, she's coming to hug me. I told her shower first.
Gosh.
I pictured all of that. I pictured this child at 6 years with Homer. I pictured this child as a 13-year-old who needs a sex talk. I pictured this child as an 18-year-old who's going to date and get heartbroken.
Oh my God,
I pictured this person as a fully functioning human being, and I know I cannot support that. I know I don't have the capacity to do that for 18, 19, 20 years.
Wow.
So I don't think people picture.
I love that honesty. That's so much.
Usifikirie mtoto tutazaa. And I've seen online women telling other women, when you want to have kids, it's not that your husband is a bad person, it's not that your partner is a bad person. Can you support that child alone if they were to live today?
If they were to live today, can you very
so
I
then
don't think people
be
question
confident
that,
in that.
True, I totally support what Olive said. Think about it as a unit. Kama tutakuwa pamoja, this will be. If we are not pamoja, I can't imagine your experience now that you are 18.
You've been a single mom since
all through
from birth.
Me actually, for me ilikuwa I was 18, just fresh out of high school, but alikuwa boyfriend unajua ile. So I just come, I'm pregnant. Kambua upewe.
Hey,
si yangu
kwairi.
Niliambiwa my friend, it's not mine.
Ogopa wanaume.
It's not mine. And it's never been his. So what would I have done? So siningekuwa tu, I was just by myself because he said it's not his. So from the moment hiyo iliingia tu kwa kichwa, alisema it's not. Hata nakumbuka the last words I told him, please never. Usiwahi kuja useme hata najua hiyo tu ndio aibu mali anakuanga anasema haki siwezi kuja niambie udem. Siwezi cause nilimwambia uko sure si wako, asiwahi kuwa wako hata siku moja. Wewe una mtoto na ikaishia hivyo. Juu yeye alikataa na akakataa. Na mimi nikaenda my ways. I just survived. But all in all, what that taught me is I just knew I'm alone in all this. I never put my trust in anyone. I never thought about anyone. I just thought about me in this situation. And I just lived through it. I would just say I just lived. We just survived. Yeah.
And that then feeds into the first thing we were talking about, where you feel like it's easier that you are alone because your life is just programmed to being alone than if you have someone who's on and off. They've come in one time.
I have friends who are in those situations and I feel it's harder for them. It's too much. As long as the other person is trying to be there, it's really harder. If in fact they actually tell me, me, I admire you because you ukiamka tu leo useme unataka kunini, ni wewe tu peke yako. It's really cool. It's so cool.
And it's so sad when someone insists on making a decision over the kid when they're not fully present.
Yani wewe alafu unaniambia sasa nataka aende shule fulani.
Nataka aende alafu utumie hiyo.
Unless you are 100% involved in this child's life, you shouldn't have a decision. I find it so odd when people are bashing. I don't know. That's why nilikuwa natamani tungekuwa na single dad, they would probably give us their side of the story. Because we can only speak about what we relate and what we go through.
But
so
sure.
Like at this point. So I see a lot of bashing on single moms who do not allow the partner to see the kids because they're mtoto full time. But you've not gone to find out in this
the story behind it.
Does he support? Because if you're not supporting,
why are you saying
mtoto atakula macho ama kuonwa ama nini?
And then also the inconsistency of daddy's here today, daddy's not there tomorrow. This child,
psychology,
I'm actually for me I'm really happy about that point coming across because with my child right now, because she's turning 13 this month, we're in that space where we are talking about it. She's like, by the way, mom, huyu dad wangu by the way tumefika hapo by the way tuko hapo sasa niambia by the way huyu dad wangu anakaangaje, hivyo ndo aliniuliza anakaangaje.
Has she asked to see him? Are you planning
what
to get them to meet?
No, I told her, this is what I told her huyu dad wako ana exist ako tu na anajua huko. Kama yeye mwenyewe atakuja akutafute. Ani call, namba yangu sija change since high school. So I've had the same number so he knows. Ama hata it's not even hard for him to get to me. With social media, right?
Celebrity. DM.
Ama DM too pale Instagram nini the Mumbua. So the thing is akikuja leo aseme nataka kuona mtoi wangu, mimi niliambia mtoi wangu sitamwambia no. Gladly nitamwambia sasa umekam unataka kumcheki ndio huyo. But one thing for sure I will not do, I will not go look for that man at this point. Nianze kumwambia ati now this child you need to come to
guy utakuwa unafungua a whole kind of walls.
Yes.
Me, I've been in that situation where there's inconsistency, where I'm trying, because you're told, kwani unakataa aone mtoto, mwache tu amuone kidogo. So me, I tried everything possible so that when my child grows, asikuje kusema, mommy, you never tried. Because I've had situations of where kids blame their parents for never allowing them to see their dads. And they can't understand when you say ati it's because he wasn't providing. So me, I gave him many opportunities. Mara ilikuwa pesa, nikamwambia you need to provide. Nikaona ha provide. Last week I was telling you guys the way my daughter got anxiety from all these things with their dad. We had to go see a therapist. And the therapist was like, even if he's not providing, wacha muone. Na nikamkubalisha, nikaona hata hii mambo ya pesa tunasumbuana because he's like I can only provide 3,000. Niko like hiyo hata isaidi, you just I don't care about your money. You just come see show up the consistency. And even with that opportunity still he never showed up. And I was like, I've tried everything humanly possible to make this, to allow this man into this child's life. It's gotten to a point where my daughter doesn't even ask for the dad. Ama hata akiwa on holiday atauliza tu, mommy, I'd like to go to daddy's house for holiday. Namwangalia tu jusa utamwambia story inaisha.
You as a mom unaogopa your rejection and come to her like I realize actually my dad doesn't want to. That is very 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 bad.
The inconsistency is really bad
and she will notice.
And I don't want, mimi nilimwambia no, because you're being inconsistent jitoe. Nikampatia the last opportunity. What I was telling you guys, when she had a science fair at school, I was traveling for work, so may I reach out. Already nimeshapanga na mwalimu, I'm gonna video call her for her science fair so that she can see that I was present. I text the dad, nikamwambia hii na hii inafanyika. He doesn't toa school fees, he doesn't do anything but just show up to. Because mtoto pia ameuliza. Me was great ticked, ilienda, niko sure aliona. because he alitoa
huyo tu anabaki muru.
Nikalenga.
Huyo namfanya tu muru.
Nikasema tu
ni hata unataka kupitia kama zile gotea mtoi nini unakuwa tu muru.
The inconsistency.
No, akuje tu na hiyo inconsistency akiwa muru like akue best.
No, I had to protect her from that, and the last time I told him we are not doing this shit again. Me, I'm protecting her because I know how she feels. We've been through it with anxiety. We've seen a therapist. I don't want her to have this trauma when she grows up, and then she starts looking for men who are, because she doesn't feel loved enough by her dad, to grow up and start looking for men who are going to love her, and she looks for the wrong kind of men. We aren't doing that.
Subconsciously normalize
inconsistency in her life. So venye alikata kurespond yo, I called Olive and I was like, because when I got back home, my baby cried, and she told me the way she cried. Even one of the parents was like, mtoto wako alikuwa amesoma kwa mlango akilia when other kids are taking photos with their parents. So one of the parents had to tell her, mommy sent me, kuja, we take a photo. That really affected her. And I was like, me, I'm not doing this again. Nivo nimemcut off. Akiwahi piga simu asema nataka kuona mtoto wangu, no, at this point
unasema
it is no.
Because you're also building, just think of yourself.
I know, because you're supposed to protect that child, because the moment that child realizes that my dad is actually rejecting me, that is really what. So afadhali wewe urejectie huko, umrejectie huko mbele kabla mtu yeye realize umse anani reject. Do you know how hiyo inaweza kwa so bad?
And you know, me, I usually tell her, because she used to ask when we separated, she was around 5 years, she used to ask me, mommy, all up to 6 years, mommy, why don't we live in daddy's house? Why do we have 2 different houses? So I have to explain to her the reason. And pole as she grows, she will get to understand the reason why. She even knows. If you ask her, who does 1, 2, 3? It's mommy. Mommy pays. If I want anything, it's mommy. Mommy pays for my school fees. If I want clothes, it's mommy. Right now, even ndivyo anafikiria. But aki grow up, when she's a teenager, she realized, but this man, with mommy tried. Mommy was doing 1, 2, 3 things for me. And me, I'm protecting her.
And I think one thing we fail as adults is not separating our issues na the kid.
Yeah.
If you have issues that take between
for sure.
Inconsistency. Just at that time when I felt he was being like, next weekend nitakuja. Kumuka that time the kid is like 6 months to 1 year. And you're already showing signs of inconsistency. What are we doing?
Exactly.
A point enye anajua ni daddy, alafu amekuja, alafu amesema next weekend umempromise nitakuja.
Alafu anakuwa excited anangoja hiyo weekend,
alafu anakosa kushow up. Alafu ingine akuje time anataka. Like no, if you cannot be consistent now, what are you?
Me, I think society, I hope it gets to a point where society understands why women as mothers make the decisions to refuse contact with baby daddies. Completely.
Because who wouldn't want help?
For sure.
Personally, I would like mtu mwenye ata co-parent. Mimi ningefanya vizuri sana in co-parenting. If we can separate the parenting,
they don't know the issues. They don't know how to separate it.
Exactly. Who would not
want to support? Umelala naye hadi mkazaa.
Mumbua.
Nasikianga mtu umedoze naye hadi mkazaa noma. Lazima tu kutakuwa na hiyo.
I saw something
like
I saw something on social media. Of course, I'm coming from privilege again as a child-free person. But I saw someone who said that people show up for the people they love. And if that inconsistency is even with their children, that person does not love
not love their child.
Hamtaki. Because even Vicky Tenyo was here for Mother Left, and she said she prayed for a man who will be a good father. She forgot about partner, but good father. But she says the father to her child is
amazing.
And that tells you that man loves that child. It doesn't matter what we are going through with this woman. So if that inconsistency is extending to your child,
they never loved that child.
They don't want your child. They resent that child as much as they resent
they don't want you plus your child.
Like all of you get out of here.
Your child,
Mimi, when this man was going, alituonesha madharau sana, and anaonesha mtoto madharau because of me, to hurt me. So it was during COVID time.
Yeah, it was not because
So because I remember it was during COVID time, I just lost my job. His job was perfect, he even got a bonus, things were fine for him. But he would rather not pay school fees because they were still studying, ndo aniumize. He would rather not
struggle
he would rather not buy food for that child. Ndo mimi nisikie, as in alikuwa ananiambia ati siwezi nunua chakula mkiwa hapa. Namwambia basi nikuachie mtoto. Hataki. Men are trash. Men are fucking trash. And that's the point when I realized this man doesn't even love this child. And I told him, haupendi mtoto wako, you will rather your child starve at night. So I will go to the neighbors. There's a neighbor friend who was alikuwa anajua what's going on. Yende alikuwa ananipatia food ya mtoto. But this man heri aende, you know how COVID time was really hard. He would rather go eat somewhere, akuje ameshiba. Lakini huyo mtoto hata asipewe chakula.
That is
men are trash.
Apigwe.
Uchawi mnipatie namba.
Apigwe. Unataka
ni
you get me. And then there's the same man who will come back and try to show up for this child. Juzi amenunulia mtoto guitar.
Bado mko tu.
Si juzi per se, but before the last year that I had. So we've had a conversation and I'm asking him.
She knows the child is a musician.
Umenunulia mtoto guitar.
You know mtu anapenda kuimba.
She loves music.
Okay, that's cool.
But gojea, hold. Usieke, that's good. Nikamwambia lakini say you know they are doing flutes in school. That's how you start to learn music. Ati no, she can use ati atajibamba tu kwa YouTube. Are you going to pay for classes? Yes. Akasema yes. Okay, if you're going to pay for classes, then that's good. It's okay. Anaweza ibeba nyumbani. Nikamwambia utakuwa unalipia mwalimu hadi hapa. There's a lady I've seen, in fact let me send you her Instagram umuone. Sawa, venye hiyo gitar ili land. Akasema nikamza anaanza classes when asi unajua tu ata learn YouTube. Gita yenyewe ni electric. Jehovah my Lord.
Lakini sasa
na ina kamba moja.
No, haina kamba moja baby. Haina kamba moja. No, haina. No, the baby came and told us with Olive later on because Olive asked
hiyo guitar ilitolewa wapi?
Olive alimuuliza,
where did that guitar come from?
Olive alimuuliza, mommy, you have a guitar. Can I play for you? Shakamuza, where did you get it from? Daddy. Where did Daddy get it from? A friend of his.
Oh my God.
It wasn't even but Oliver kaniangalia tukambiana.
Akashindwa hizi ni nini mnaendeleza?
Mimi nimedanganywa.
Leo utafanyia nini gitaa kama utapatie mtoto?
Hebu
mnipatie gitaa, mimi mwanamuziki. Niletee gitaa
for it.
Nitatafuta hiyo kama moja.
Haina hata place ya waya, hata baby o gitaa.
Oh my God. Olive. Utaweka ipata nimecheka wangu.
Iko na place ya wa.
Actually, it needs fixing. And then this nigga tells me when he's leaving, actually unafaa kufixiwa wa. Angalia mtu kashindwa. What the fuck? Are you okay?
Like utachukua gitaa umtape na
hata point hata una nguvu. You just entertain his
reaction. I wish ungekuwa wewe ningependa kuona reaction yako
kamba moja
kama Olive na wewe ndio umeletewa gita.
Olive alikaa hivi akaangalia ako
she didn't even know. It's me who came, and then I was like, why does this guitar have 5 strings?
And then we check. Olive anasema this is an electric guitar. Iko wapi wire?
Electric inahitaji ile kitu. Kuna there is another thing also for
hakuna
like a mixer. It's a whole thingy.
It's just a guitar standalone.
Huwezi play
exactly.
Na ina kamba moja.
That is to show you men are trash. Wanaume
na amebaia mtoto.
And you know why he's doing that?
I learn YouTube.
I learn YouTube. Na tumetoka kwa agree that hii guitar hakuna mwalimu.
Mimi kitu inanibamba about her, it's vile she's so intentional about the kid learning. Yana memwambia unajua hata classes, teacher classes,
no,
like she's
the
so
reason why I was like that with him, it's because Mimi, I already have, you see the way we are saying decision making, me already know my child is learning music in school. They start with flutes. That's how you start learning music. From there you move on to piano, and then from piano that's when you can play any instrument. I'm correct, right?
And right now in school syllabus inasema wanatumia flute.
Why
haven't you
why did you go and buy a guitar?
No, nilimwambia hata ninunue recorder akaleta shida. Recorder ni 300 guys.
Ni 150
ni 150 yenye ulimbaia ikivunjika tukabuy ingine. So unikimwambia hivyo, it's to make him accountable. Like if you're doing this has to happen. Nigga landed like this.
Sorry.
Sawa. Woof. Akajitoa kwa hii story. Sasa mtoto wangu anashindanga akisema
mtoto wako angalie YouTube.
I have a guitar. Mommy, I have a guitar. Alafu Olive anamwambia, this guitar you cannot play.
Olive anamwongeleza kama mtu mzima. Hii guitar you cannot.
And then unajua the reason why he even got it, it's because Amara wanted a guitar for a very long time. So this man is doing this, playing with her mind. Apendwe.
You have to protect your kid by the
ana try ways to
lakini ukimwambia school fees chakula he cannot.
Akuendangi hivyo, si hata anunue kitu ingine ya
I took this man to Fida. Fida is a hoax, and me I'll say that.
It is.
I will call it.
Fida.
Nilimpeleka. Fida is a hoax. It is horrible. They don't care about the mother. They only care about the man.
The money.
He came.
The money.
The man.
Who has money between the
two? They don't care about that. They care about the man.
The man. Okay, I thought it's a women.
Hey, please, baby girl. NGOs ni hoax. Huyu nilienda nikaambiwa
sponsor, thanks.
Nikaambiwa akakuja akasema he only says what he can provide. So if he says he can only give you 2k, ni ukubalia tu hiyo. There's no other discussion. Mimi niliambiwa 3000. Nikakaa hivi nikauliza
kumbusha machungu yangu
ingine. Unasema yeye usema yeye akiulizwa aseme utapeana how much, akisema hiyo
weekend. You know at that time you've done your things, the things that mtoto anahitaji, the basics, and how much it will cost on a monthly. It will cost sijui this amount. If it's 20k, you're supposed to do 50. And it's solely on the child kabisa.
Hakuna mambo yako ya sijui.
Huyu mwanaume akuja aseme I can only give 3000
per month.
Na yeye mwanaume mwenyewe yeye anaona tu mtoi wake anaweza
kama wewe was an adult
3000 as an adult.
Inakusaidia nini?
Hata no, as in the thing is huu ni mtoi wako.
They don't care. Na saa hizo nimetoka kuona dem mwingine akilia, the husband, the man has said anaweza mpe 1500, akamwachia mtoto akasema take your child, akaenda
kule hiyo 1000
mwanaume akawashia hiyo.
usichukue mtoto amenikutumiange 1500 kama mtu
in fact you know the point wewe mchukue mimi na kutumia
that lady I think the guards there are used to this, and then that's when nikashindwa kwani hao watu wako aje. Nikaenda, when I had my experience I was like, so this is how they are. Mimi niliwaambia si ati mimi, it's not that I don't have the money. I can easily provide 3,000. It's barely fruits and milk for my daughter. You will not insult me. I will not allow you to. Nikajitoa. So mi kifika mahali penye nasema I do not want this man in my daughter's life at this point, and I'm feeling very peaceful. It's because of the shenanigans that I've gone through. And society
na ni lazima uweke, and the society will come at you. Nataka mtoto akae bila baba.
Me I told Ciru
lazima tu umkataze.
Mimi Ciru umenikumbusha there's a time when we were still trying to figure these things out. So mtu yeye alikuwa amefika maybe around 1. I remember I had posted a photo of my son on social media. I think hata hapo ndo nilianza kureduce kupost nini za mtoto sana, because I think the family saw it and they were like, hey, now suddenly they have interest in the kid. By that time alikuwa ameniongelesha for like 6 months, tangu mtoto akue 6 months. So anyway, that time he comes and says nitengenezee budget ya mtoto, like everything including rent. Nikasema Mungu umeamua kunionekania I have suffered. What
cannot be does not exist.
I am so deep into debt because now salary yangu ilikuwa kidogo and I was still paying a loan for the business tulikuwa tumeanza and other things. So unapata like half your salary and you have to do all these things. You end up taking another loan, another and another. Hiyo vitu yote. So nikasema hapa siwezi hata kataa deal. Nikatengeneza budget. Iko na rent me hata me count me. Nikaandika rent, nikaandika sijui pampers, you know, all those things that you have to buy. Come on to around 40k at that time. Nikeka hadi house help. Nikamtumia. Kasema chuma nitaona ni ngapi naweza manage if you can do 50-50 or whatever. Nikatuma. Nikangoja 1 week. Kwani nikatuma reminder. Kwani kuliendaje? 2 weeks. Ile budget niliangalia I'm working on it.
Lakini nikuulize huyu mtu alikwambia wewe utafute budget. Ufanye.
Mbona ulikuwa unaniambia nitengeneze budget
kwa emotional roller coaster. Ungeniacha nikae tu vile nilikuwa. I know.
Umeshanipatia hope sasa nimekaa chini nimeandika. Nimecalculate, nimetuma. Alafu kosa but he never sent even 1,000 from that
he
budget.
Did not send money.
He never na nilibaki hivyo na budget yako.
Amekusaidia sasa uko na recurring expenditure. Umecalculate recurring expenditure. It's fine.
Mimi naona tu hivyo bye.
It is just I tell people the world is a safer place with me child free. Because huyo mtoto nitarudisha kwa baba yake.
But that point and ulisema someone will provide or put effort into what they love. It's true. Because I've seen a couple enye wali break up. In this case it's the lady who was alikuwa na issues mingi and then it got to a point enye the guy said hapana padi imefika wacha ikae. They had 2 kids. This guy was ready to forgive, like because we had known the whole story. Tukubali, we are all humans, we mess up sometimes. So the lady had messed up big time. This guy was ready to say I'll put that behind for the sake of the kids,
children.
Like sitaki ujue vile tunaambiwa father figures sijui nini him has a girl and a boy. So alikuwa anasema like I know you've been a bad partner, kitu umefanya imeniumiza sana, but you are a good mom. And for that I'm willing to let go of everything. Watoto tu wakuone around, even if we won't be at it together. I just want the kids to see their mom around here. And I will continue providing, I will continue doing everything.
The guy wants to remain with the kids.
The guy wants like no, and when they like a unit for the sake of the kids. For him is thinking.
So they stay in the woman stays in a toxic relationship because of her children.
No, like at that point
you know, given her for the sake of the children.
I guess
he had messed up big time.
Guy, huyo mwanamke.
And then that guy was like, huyo jamaa ako ready, I can forgive you. Just for the sake of the kids.
But you see that intention, he has intention like for the children.
Because the kids wanataka tu watoi waone mama yao.
Moment yenye bado you know fresh from the breakup, bado emotionally hauko sawa, like you're willing to say nita compromise even though maybe later on ingewa hurt, but for me the fact that he was willing to do anything
he had
for
the children in mind throughout. He was just like kids.
Ikafika point and it was anyway irreparable, they can no longer like live together. He was ready, ni sawa utakaa pali unakaa, but let's agree size vile iko watoto, like it's the guy who was pushing for the kids affairs, even more than
I also know a couple that they live in a 3-bedroom house, and they have 2 kids, and they sleep separately. Like the guy sleeps separately, the woman sleeps separately, but they have decided you're not going anywhere because of these kids. Imagine.
But that's not toxic.
That's
if you've established, it's like you and your roommate, and then
alafu sawa
watoto wachinotice, but also kama mnaona itakuwa toxic
na msilete mbele watoto,
as long as you
co-parent,
people are different. Tuwe kitu unaweza shindwa kufanya mwingine
atafanya easily.
I know someone who's like that too.
Imagine wanaishi fiti sana wasi,
but we're also
looking watu wako na
but do people think what that happens to the kids because
I feel like
because they can see. I feel like the kids
no, but even with open communication, it's just like okay, me and
unless they are talking to unless they have talked to the kids and wameamua anything we talk to ni sisi wawili. But let me tell you, for because I know someone who's been through that, it's very hard on the kids because now
the thing, Shiro, the thing I've told you before, I keep telling Shiro, you can't protect your child from everything.
Exactly.
Make the decisions you're making right now.
Yes.
Make sure you work hard your child so that your child can
go
afford
for therapy.
Okay? Tusha decide what are deal na daddy issues kwa therapy. Sahi, we need to eat, we need to move, we need to stay
the only
healthy.
thing you can be in this child's life is just be real. You just have, you are a human being. You will just be a human being.
I can't protect you from this, from that.
You
from
can't.
Tumeshasema baba hakuoni, utafika 18 utamtafuta, ndio hii pesa ya therapy ndio kwa fund.
You know.
There's a friend of mine when separate na the baby daddy, and my idea was because mtoto already anajua baba yake, but just lie to him like alienda majuu or something. And then itafika point ya mimi kudate, and then will I keep lying to my child?
You can't.
And then maybe I will have an honest conversation with the child.
I have honest conversation.
Now you guys, you should see me and my daughter, because now she's a bit like
she's a teen now.
Ai, mimi namwambia mam niaje, unajua mimi leo niko na date. Na nadunga na namwambia niweke eyelashes, anajua kunifix eyelashes. Ananiweka eyelashes, namwambia tuonane. Na kama a certain time tachelewa kidogo, si unajua kupika. Lika nitakamna kitu ndakuletea, and we just live.
But you see, it's because she's older right now.
No, for the two younger ones wenye hawaelewi.
Mimi naambianga tu Amara, the way and that's what I used to tell her, the way you're friends with your friends, mnakosana, that's the situation. And sometimes when you grow up and you become as adults, when you live together, sometimes you disagree on things, and everyone goes their separate ways. Right now she's 7, and now she knows she can leave a situation she's not comfortable in at any point. Yes.
Sasa mimi the other day, like maybe 2-3 months back, my son called my dad because yeye unisikia nikimuita baba. So anamuita baba, I'm like, huyo si baba, huyo ni babu. Yes. So usually call him kuka because in Kiluya kuka is grandpa. So he insists, mbona mimi nimuite kuka na wewe unamuita baba? I was tongue tied. What do I tell you?
Unamwacha tu.
Nilishindwa.
Unamwacha tu, by the way. Funny enough, unamwacha tu kwa sababu ni mtoi, so unamwacha tu.
Nimwache tu amuite tu.
They'll grow up and understand the family.
That time also alikuwa home for the holidays. He did the same, so my dad calls me. Ujue mtoto wako ameniita baba.
No,
so he's struggling to tell him mimi ni kuka. So siku aliniuliza na kama ni kuka basi baba,
the dad is there,
he's fine.
So like he was confused, kama ni kuka basi baba yako na mbona yeye ni baba yako. And then nikajua ni he's asking me or something. I'm not
but your conversation itakam. Sikuwa najua itakam, but it came.
They usually ask some two questions pole.
Zinakuja around kwanzia hapo 6-7 wanaanza.
I'm in this single moms group, the one I was telling you, millennial mamas, and that's one question I found many single moms dread.
Yeah.
The day your child will ask you.
No,
where's my
Imagine you talk to them like grown-ups.
Me, I told
But
her, but then
wait.
nikwambia mimi nilimwambia akikam ni sawa mtabonga. Nikamza kuna kitu nahitaji kumshow ama nini. Kuna emergency unataka kumwambia kitu.
When they grow up, when they become teenagers, because I have a friend who also her kid alimuuliza akiwa high school about the dad. That's when you can have that kind of conversation, not the kind of conversation I'm having with Amara right now because of her age and her understanding. Beshte yangu mtu yeye alimwambia nataka kuona babangu, akampatia namba, akamwambia
07
you want to call him. They met up, and let me tell you, I was asking my friend, does she want to see him again? No. You only understand story.
He's a loser.
Funny enough, unampeanga hiyo chance anaenda
anarudi
tu back anakuambia mama.
I see.
You are the
I understand.
Kabisa.
But also I'm thinking your situations might be different. The way you talk to girls, is it the same way you talk to boys?
Yeah, let's hear that.
Yeah.
Also with the way society judges single mom
to
raising
boys.
as a single mom.
Shoot your shot ingine kwa page ya Mankovewala, and then the guy says he's open to date a single mom as long as akona girls peke.
Unakumbuka nikisema ile story babe?
It's wild for us.
Ati ndio akule mahari. Huyo msee anataka tu hawa tu.
No, the reason is the reasoning I've seen behind that, because I've heard that as well, is because boys are considered to be very close to their dads. So akigrow up ataenda kutafuta baba yake. That's why in most cultures wanasemanga kijana ni wa baba. Because hata mi venye niliachana with my ex nikaulizwa ni mtoto msichana ama kijana, nikasema ni msichana. Kaniambia uko na bahati cause kwetu wanakujianga the tribe wanakujianga mtoto wao. So that is why most men fear dating moms to boys.
And then there's also the inheritance bit, as much as currently law in allow even girls to inherit like from our forefathers.
That's boy
mali ya baba ataachiwa kijana. So it even becomes hard for you as a mom, like ukiweza kuwa na second born mwenye pia ni boy, do you know in this man's eyes huyu ndo first born wake ndo, but
outside the country data outside the country,
but it takes a man, it takes a real man to stand up and to do that. I know a man who's done that, and I date a friend of mine akona a boy child. Now this guy stepped in. Now there's by the co-parenting, the chick is still co-parenting with the father of the
I have seen that
and
too.
this guy is still in this chick's life, and they're doing it so perfectly that ata uwezi like it's just okay. There are those men wako hapo.
I know of someone as well, a friend who was a single mom for the longest time to a boy, and she got married. And I got to a point where the guy was like, unajua nini? The kid started asking about the dad. So she didn't know how to deal with this situation. So she told the husband, and the husband was like, imagine it's okay. As much as he's my child, at the end of the day, pia ni mtoto wake. Wacha mtoto aone baba yake.
The guy
make decision.
Takes a mature
decision. Na hata treat anyhow different. Hapana, anasemanga huyo ni mtoto wake. In fact, akiulizwa firstborn ni nani, huyo ndo firstborn wake.
You need to call, I feel like you need to call men to order. Men need to be held to the same standard as women. How many times are women stepping into homes where they are stepmothers and they're supposed to handle the relationship of the mother who's outside and these other kids who are not hers. Women do it all the time, but for men, whenever one does, coffee, round of applause.
Social media.
Social media is usually so focused on educating women. Do this, don't do that. They forget about the men, and then they still come and cry. Boy, child have been forgotten. I saw this post by
single mother.
A certain man who says, "Ati single moms who are raising, alikuwa na target when you raise girls. Ati when you start dating."
I like that you've said that because it's something I wanted to say.
Ati when you start dating, ati make sure you protect your girl from the man you're dating. Ati akifika 19, rent a house for her, or if you want to stay with this man,
I saw that
rent.
thing, and I was like, who are you dating?
Exactly.
Which kind of people are you?
Pedophiles.
Hey,
You're dating pedophiles.
Why are you dating? Who are you guys dating out here for you to think that?
And it was a man who was saying,
yes,
so
I saw that.
If you're a man, and he calls himself a life coach, then
Hey,
you're supposed to be coaching.
Nonsense.
Coach the men. Coach the men not to rape this 19-year-old.
But
instead of coaching the women
on how to protect
the girls. I know.
Young girls.
You're supposed to be coaching the men that when you're dating a single mom of a girl,
I was really
do not
triggered.
rape the girl.
I was triggered with
I
that.
wish
I was like, why did this person think of that in the first place? You're a
Pedophile.
pedophile.
Even
You
himself.
thinking about it?
You're a pedo.
What kind of thoughts
mbona ni compromise my girl child aende aishi peke yake
Peke yake,
mrento alama
at
nimrudishe ati kwa
19.
babake.
alisema hivyo, alisema bedhe mtu wake
mrudishe ama tumrudishe kwa babake,
ati ndio
it's
udate.
safer ati tu babake atakuwa na step mom.
Lakini ninawaambia wanaume hawana akili.
First of all, wewe to come up with that thought, you are a pedophile. Number
And
one.
first of all,
hata sikurumi.
Comprehend your sentence.
Let's wait for Olive.
if you are telling me to rent a place for my child,
Yes.
it means this man who I'm protecting my child from moved into my house.
Yes.
Yes.
Or
Ama
if
you're
you
dating
move to
ile.
his, if you move to his,
Ama you're dating ile
enda
mko
peke yako.
pamoja
Mtoto
sana.
wako arrange kwake ama umrudishe kwa baba yake biological father.
Juu at the end of the day, hata kama mwishi pamoja, kuna hiyo mna date, so mnapatana either at your house or his house, unajua. So si lazima kabisa you're living together, but ako hapo tu ndani ya your life and your house, unajua.
Here is the thing.
Pedophiles.
Men honestly, you need a new PR team, because out here you're looking bad. Muna ban.
It's hard to defend you.
It is difficult.
Yeah.
But then also, I don't know if you are ready for that conversation.
Yeah.
But women, you're being enablers of men's bad manners.
No, very true.
You're constantly enabling men to continue doing very weird shit out here.
For sure.
Call men out. Raise your standards. And I was telling Shiro the other day.
Yeah.
Yesterday, actually.
Oh, it was yesterday. We were talking to Shiro, and I told Shiro, do you realize that women these days don't cook? Women are open to the option of ordering out, and they're just lazy. And women don't care about cooking anymore, perfecting the art of cooking. And since me, I stopped even like caring about cooking. Every man I'm meeting now is a chef and likes to cook. All of a sudden. These men who are looking for women so that they can
guys
cook.
are telling us, you come kwangu nikupikie.
All of a sudden, all these men can make gourmet meals.
Come kwangu nikupikie.
So here's the thing. If your standards are set at, we are not accepting below this, men will rise to the occasion.
Exactly.
But if you keep accepting, wanajua hapa tutafanya vile tunataka, tutaamka. If you know you are not ready to have kids,
Don't.
And if we all hold a front like that, it will get to a point where men know.
For me to have a child, be this and this and that.
I will have to. So you, as women, yes, but it gets to a point. For how long will they cry victim?
I know.
How long?
True.
Yeah.
And it goes without saying also in relationships, it's the same thing. Like if you know unataka a certain, if you're in a relationship with someone, you have to set your standards very high, because from the beginning, because the moment you lower them, they'll be like, oh, so she can entertain this bullshit.
Yeah.
And that was the case for you too.
True.
Yeah.
The case for you too is that they came into a relationship where you people were handling business.
Yes.
And so they came in relaxed.
Yes.
So it gets to a point where you're asking things of them.
They're like,
Mbona?
You know me, I've ever
Called
been called by an ex. I've ever been called by someone's ex. Akaniambia, I am seeing you're being taken to my Saimara. That man never did things for me.
Yeah.
That man, nikamwambia, my friend, it is you. I am so sorry, but it is
The
you.
standards here are
accepted.
different.
It is you.
Yeah.
Mimi, I wake up, I tell him I want to go to Zanzibar. You have, because it is me. I want to go to. So
Yeah.
it was you. I am so sorry. I cannot help you.
Yeah.
That's what I had to tell her.
So-
Because it's up to how you set yourself.
set yourself
Yeah,
up.
set your standards.
Now, maybe this is a new conversation I'm bringing up, but the father figure thing. Mimi as a mother to a boy nimeambiwa mara mingi.
Father figure.
That's why you are coming.
Are you sure the same?
Oh, that's so cool.
No, it has never occurred for us girl. I think it will come later on.
Yeah.
For you, you'll
For
be told
me-
your kids will suffer daddy issues. For them, it's just who's guiding them, the man to be a man. If you're living in my house, how are you guiding? How are you guiding my child? And you can't pay rent. Can men come correct?
Maybe I'm not looking for a father figure. Me, I'll say at this point where I'm dating, I'm looking for someone who can be a father to my child.
Yeah.
See father figure ati
Yeah.
hapana.
Thank you, yeah.
Ukuje, you take up the role of being a father to this child. Not just about
And
money,
in all honesty,
but also
trust me, sometimes a father figure is not at the
It's not
strange
your
person.
partner.
Funny enough, my brother, actually, for me, I would
Thank
say
you.
my
That's what
brother
I was
is
going
your
to say,
child's
yes.
my
father
brother is my
figure.
child's father figure.
Miss,
Funny
and
enough,
This is
as young
something
as
they
he
do
is,
not get. Like
yeah,
that male person you trust in your life.
Yeah.
Is, my son goes like even now he keeps asking me,
Kuka.
tunaenda kwa kukaa siku gani?
exactly. I
And
love
he's
that.
gotten
Buka.
That's how we
I
made
so
sure
love
that
your
that
security
Buka.
in this buka.
Yes.
And then my friend was also telling me, do you know how boys adore boys who are older than them?
They do.
So to some reason you also have to protect the boys from older boys who could anaweza jifanya kukuwa role model but they end up either molesting them or something. So I'm also careful about that.
Okay.
But I also have a foster brother mwenye my son akimuona like 2 days in wamebond ile sana, like he looks up to him, like they'll pull stunts zenye mimi siwezi.
Me hata me, I was surprised, like, my daughter anaweza ambia,
you know all those things you can't do. And
My
I
daughter
feel-
can actually
yeah.
tell my brother things that
she wanted.
Hata nisho, by the way.
So I think
that's so
society
cool.
should learn that father figure si lazima akue biological.
Yeah.
Me
It's that
sina.
community
And it
you
doesn't have to be a
built.
strange
it's
man that
okay.
you create, and it doesn't have to be a strange man that you have to look out
To look
and
outside,
put after a
eh.
certain man and making him it's just the men in your life. It can be your uncle,
Mimi.
it can be your dad.
But then Sitam have
For-
this program for people who maybe hawana male people around them.
Tutwe kanisa.
Amesema no.
Mimi mwenyewe mimi ni
Nakufeel,
Catholic.
nakufeel,
I'm just
by the
saying,
way,
I actually
nakufeel.
saw it on Facebook.
I feel you. Nakufeel sana, by the way. Hapo.
Hata mimi ni ule wa we left church but not God.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying they have this mentorship program.
Mentorship,
Yeah.
Yeah, like someone who can mentor your child, kama ni single dads wako na yo a group of moms mwenye.
Yeah.
So like there's this day they'll just choose to go for a hike ya parents na kids.
Okay.
So kama wewe ni single mom, you can find lakini
Like
sasa hapa ni ngumu kwa sababu
Like,
pia ni
in
strange
all honesty,
Innocent
nusema at the
people.
end of the day, umtoi akona personality yake.
yake.
That's what
Umtoi
I
is
say
a
too.
human being.
In
Ni yeye,
herself.
herself,
Yeah, by
vile
herself,
yuko.
hivyo.
So no matter what you do, you can do all that. Utatafuta
Lakini-
father figure, utatafuta
Yeah,
nini.
yeah,
But at the end of the day, the way
they'll-
that
they'll
child
grow into
turns out,
themselves,
ni yeye
yeah.
tu ata decide how
True.
to be at the end of the day. And the
Thank
cycle
you.
continues and life
Yeah,
goes
continues.
on.
Asante,
And that's
jamani.
it, by the way.
It used to stress me up akiwa Yanga.
Hapana,
but-
huyo mtu yeye ana
Mimi-
personality yako yenye ni mixture ya huyo mtu wako na
Yeah.
wewe. So
Mimi
saa zingine
nilizaliwa
I hope
anapata-
amepata mingi yangu.
saa zingine anapata za huyo msee
Yeah.
ni huyo
Hizo-
mtu kuna
Sasa
tunaweza do
unanitoa stress ukiniongeza stress. Why?
amena kushoto hakuna tunaweza do ni
Yeah.
hivyo tu.
Yenyewe, yeah.
Mi nilitafuta nikakosa. I was
Don't-
like,
don't
unajua si
look.
lazima.
Don't
Not
look.
si ati kutafuta pase, but the way you're saying
You are
those close
yeah.
people around you. But niko like,
alafu si kitu ya kutafuta si
eh,
tunafaa
sawa.
kuforce. It's just a
Itakuja tu
organic,
naturally.
yeah.
si tuko
But
poa.
also for you, I feel like as much as sometimes we look at the importance of a man's presence in people's lives. We also need to realize that we've been the men we wanted.
Yes,
We've had to stand in our masculinity and provide and be like this. And when you're a daughter, you have to be a good example for who your daughter will choose, because she'll see your dating choices. She'll see mommy does not accept this, mommy does not need this. They'll take that up. They don't need a father figure to tell them what a man should be able to do in their lives.
No.
But I'd also like to know, maybe you post on your socials or somewhere. Do single dads also get this mother figure thing? By
the way,
I think they
like to know.
For the
given
girls,
the pressure.
I think for the girls,
they given pressure.
I think for the girls, and Koshowa because me when my mom passed away. My mom passed away that day. I got the news. That's the day the shock brought my periods. That night. Same. And same.
I got periods and I was going to view her body the next morning.
The shock. Oh my God. So even telling my dad, niliambiwa hata nisiongeleshe babangu kuhusu periods. Kwa sababu juu yeye ni mwanaume.
But you also see the swiftness in which they bring in a new woman.
Yes, that's the one who will come take care of me.
They need. Men are constantly told they need women. But why do they see the
need of bringing another woman? I mean, usually say, kwani uwezi
because haizi lewa. Inasemekana haizi lewa.
But you know, women ni mboch. Ni vile tu una salary.
Ni vile tu manzee ujui.
Una tu salary.
Ni vile tu naambiwa I love you.
Every house needs a slave. So
that is so
that's why women are
lazy.
That's some
when it comes to mambo ya nyumba, especially postpartum after nimedeliver. Nipikie nani? Nioche.
How? For who? Why are you even?
I was called lazy. Nikasema tu.
Who the fuck is calling you lazy?
Sleep and I have pushed a 3.2 kg baby from my body.
Sasa umeshonwa,
umeshonwa and look at the picture of me.
Unacho hiyo kitu venye ni uchungu hata uwezi poop.
Alafu after 2 weeks bado ana die.
My lord, really sad.
Nikubali kukua lazy.
Being a woman is hard.
There is a show.
Wanasema maisha yetu ni rahisi because we are gold diggers.
Until we are gold diggers.
Nasi pia waanze kudig gold.
Nasi wewe udig. Nani
kwa nini wewe hauna gold ya kudigiwa? Bitter men.
After 2 gold.
Kwanza niliona I liked this trend on TikTok. There's this lady who says, I'm not a feminist. I can actually cook. Then she shows us the food she's cooked. And then the other women say, I'm a feminist and I can cook. Then she shows the way she's winning at work. Uko nje like umejituma uko nje. Ndio usikuje kufanya menial jobs kwa nyumba kwa
mi nafilio inafaa kukua role sharing lazima, especially kama mtu yeye amekaa hapo haina nini ni uoshe vyombo, nikiosha mtu hii usiku by the
Kenya gani
tunaamka in turns. Mi kale leo usiku nimeamka nikachukua mtu hii pia wewe uamke.
Hiyo ndio nilikuwa nayo in mind.
Ukapata unarauka solo.
But do you know me when I was in was it class 3? Yeah, that's when I joined a new school. I was in class 3 and then I was telling stories with my friends, like nini, and then I was like, even like in the morning when our dad is dressing us up, see, he holds the panty and tells you, put your left leg in, put your right leg in.
Shocker.
And the kids all started laughing at me. What? And I was like, Kwani, what's wrong? Kwani, what's wrong?
Because then only the mom who does.
Your dad dresses you up. So me, that was the first time I was ever like, aya, Kwani,
what's wrong with that, by the way?
Me, I didn't stop getting dressed at home, but in school I just never said. And then in my adulthood also is when now I've had people describing experiences of like being a single mother in a 2-parent home. Me, I remember in the morning, it was either, I even describe, it was fun to be washed by my father because he'd put a hot towel on your back. But then in my adulthood, I mean, we realize people didn't have that. Me, I know my mom was making food while my dad is dressing us up. My mom is doing this while my dad is doing this. In the morning so that we all leave for work. Because even my mom is a teacher. She's also leaving for work.
Mama tamka 3.
Afanye kila kitu
so that when
daddy amke akunywe chai. It's so wild. Me, it first occurred to me as an adult and I was like, guys,
That's
Kumbe
where-
huku
Let
nje
me tell you, the first time I went
mmeteseka.
with my kid home, akiwa 2 months,
Yeah.
my dad, after your 1 month, so I had my dad talk to his friend hapo kwa veranda ati yani hii vitu yote ndo mama Masi alikuwa anafanya, like I could feel kwa sauti yake. Mimi nilikuwa najua tu nikishapeana pesa
Imetosha.
so now he could see his daughter doing it and he was feeling it for me,
For you, because
Masi
you're
anaamka,
actually sasa wewe ni mtoi wake.
mtoto anaamka analia ndo huyo amekimbia huko mara mtoto sijui ati ameconstipate
Yeah.
mara, like I could feel the frustration in his voice and he was like alikuwa ana regret ati if I had known better ningekuwa nasaidia mama ya Masi, sikujua, so he saw it through me. Kumbe this is how women toil
this
and
is how
stuff and
much
all
they
that
do, yeah.
like in kwake yeye alikuwa anajua si mimi nimekupatia pesa ya kufanya kila kitu, I have done my role, full stop. So
But it also comes with a lot of shame, because I don't think even my father would be held in such high regard for being helpful,
present and
especially
helpful.
in their time. So I'm just thinking maybe that was also a point of embarrassment, but I wouldn't know. I'm not someone to talk to to people, so I wouldn't know if maybe he held some sort of, maybe they held him a certain way for helping, for being there. There's also him supporting my mom to go through school. Yeah, kuna vitu mingi sijui kama tutafanya episode ya traditions in our different cultures, because where but anyway, haya, umechapa story. Last 2 responses and then I read mail. I think we've covered most things. Doing it alone is very low, to be honest. So for this one is
we gonna feel so low.
it's heavy.
Mommy, it gets better with time.
It
I think
gets
it just
better.
As they grow older,
nimemfeel yani low.
As you
Amesema
grow,
low,
like,
to be honest.
Me, I think I was low and lost, but I just found my way. Yani it just gets better with time. It gets easier and better.
it gets my hardest time was because when I separated with my ex the first time, Amara was 1 year old. Hey, let me tell you, Kai, it is hard as a single mom of a small kid. Mmepitia actually. It's so maybe inaweza kuwa hiyo like
inaweza kuwa the child is still young.
Napitia sana na I feel hiyo
unakazana
emotion
na
akisema
mboch
low.
kazi mboch ameenda unafaa
but I also think
na una deal na hiyo postpartum. You know me nilikam kujua nilideal na postpartum without
hata
knowing.
kujua.
With
You are
now
so
my
young.
education as sahi ndio niko like by the way ilikuwa inani happen juu nakumbuka kuna time sikuoga 3 days but mimi sikuwa
You didn't register your time.
sikuwa na register hata kuna kitu kama postpartum because I was like mtoi alikuwa so young. I had a lot, so niko like it's actually postpartum depression. Do you understand now from people? I'm like, wait.
I also think I will still emphasize on the importance of community. If you can have community. For me, I think what got me through the dark moments, I talked about it last time and I'll say it again today. It's the people I had around. Anyway, it takes a village.
Like your family.
It takes a village. Apart from my best friends, also my dad came through. My cousin, I used to live with my cousin. She was younger than me, but she really came through time, and yet it's house help amenda sijui nini. You have someone around until you figure out what next. I had like community ni important. Na mimi, it taught me not to be that. Even up to now.
How old were you though?
I was 28. 29.
Okay.
And
Mimi,
then
I think I brought shame.
You are a disgrace.
So community ilikuwa wewe umeitwa
then your time, all your friends are 18, 19. So
hata kwanza unaambiwa ona Swenso anaenda campus, wewe unanyonyesha.
And then pia your friends hata wakitaka kukusaidia hawajui hata
watakusaidia by the way at 19.
Young motherhood is wild.
Very young motherhood is something else.
damn.
Me even up to now I still look for people I can commune with. like group nilikuwa I've mentioned it, millennial mamas, you'll find it's not a group ya beta moms enye tunakuja
unaelewana unaenda hapo na issue yako
on WhatsApp. I can send you the link. Like people will mtu atasema like on 1st June we have a mental health day hangout led by a professional psychologist. So you see, like we have these activities, usually have pad drives, we have things that zinawa unite. Utasikia mtu anasema leo mimi nimelala njaa, who can help nini. Someone will actually verify if it's legit, because pia kuna scammers. Once we verify it's legit,
they will sort
we find a way to help this mom. A mom may go through a loss. Like there's another one of us who lost her kid.
Oh God.
And people will come through hata kama ni 50, because we do understand we are all in different nini kwa maisha right now. Mtu atakuja aseme hey, mimi leo ndo nimefukuzwa kwangu. Like there are also moms there wenye they're in single parents but married. So utapata mtu yesi kwa metoka. The other day someone posted a photo of finally nime manage she was being beaten up and all that, and you just telling her hold on, yani mnamo advice to here and there. The other day she posted a photo, she finally moved out with her kids, so ametutumia picha match hapo kwa kona na nini.
I would love to join that group.
It's a nice community.
And I would also just
I'll send you the link.
Kingdom Helpers.
So there are people who are like way ahead kimaisha, career wise nini, and then kuna wale wenye tuko katikati, and then kuna wenye wanakuja, so it's like it's sort of pulling each other up. Nice. Sometimes we do kosana hapo kwa group ya watu wanagombana nini, but of then course. So I really find community wasikae jamani. So I find community is something really important, and this is a community specifically for single moms. It was formed specifically for single moms, and it's a good thing. That's so cool.
Also encourage hapa nimekuja kujitetea. Also encourage parents to create communities around parents, because even if you have single friends who are willing to come through for you, our capacity can't be stretched that far. We also cannot understand some things to some level. Vile mi naelewa tu, like that day her child was at sijui science fair. Me, I'm just like, sini science fair tu. Unarudi. So for me, I'm not able to comprehend things to the level of what a parent would comprehend it to be. So also the communities, people with similar experiences, it really helps. And I think we've said this in previous episodes. Someone else said, I'm a single mommy. There's a lot of wins even between the chaos. So I guess it's a win.
Nice,
It is, because you'll do small things, like if you're a single mom, like the way you were saying, the decision making, it's just you. You'll just be like, see, we do something fun together.
And it
out
can
of
be
the
for us it's usually just watching a movie.
Ndio nilikuwa nataka kusema
tu beekeeper na tunakuwa tuone beekeeper na tukae hapo kwa sofa na
tu popcorn ama
that's actually
as we get when I realize this is what it's something is when I told Amara that we'll watch a movie, and was like, what do you want? Oreos. I told her, so I'll get milk. So we got milk and Oreos, and we sat there to
watched a movie,
and it was so sweet.
Also look at it in the sense muko soko tu kama sisi.
Exactly.
You'd have been caught in a relationship yenye hata haina mguu, haina mkono. Tunaenda out pamoja, like you're just living as if you're single.
My eyes kwanza, I love planning events and parties. So birthdays mtoto wangu, like right now ameshaanza kuuliza, I usually
you go all
hata emenye sina pesa
unajikaza
ni birthday imefika,
lazima you go all
kama ni clown, kama ni Spider-Man, kama ni face painting, wacha tulale nje hii mwezi yote juu ya birthday yako. I just go all out. And then another high, mimi napenda the freedom that you get. Vile tu umesema, we still get to go out.
We still get to you're an
independent
woman. A friend of mine, ako single, she's a single parent because the man will not allow her to have a life outside being a mom. So the man will be like, weka home, ule watoto. And then the chick is like, I'm still young, she's very young, she's actually my age, so she's young, she wants to have a life outside taking care of the kids. So the man is like, usiende out nini, but yeye anaenda na mabeste zake, yeye anataka wewe ukae hapo. So me huyo dem alitoka akamwambia, we can co-parent, by the way. Wewe ona watoto mimi nikuwe na another life, because at the end of the day, even not only being a mother, you still a person. You still have your things.
You are you before
unataka kumshedede once in a while.
Don't forget yourself.
Unataka kutwanga twangu.
Yes.
So
kwanza hiyo. Sana.
Mimi naelewa.
That's point when you're a single mom and you're dating and you need to get laid.
Yeah.
Hey. Alafu lazima kwanza upange upate mtu wa kukuangalilia mtoto. And then you see mambo impromptu. You have to plan with us.
Yeah, you have to
tunaenda
plan.
wapi, because you're not coming to my house. Na ndo twende tukulane vizuri proper. You come back home in the morning.
Mambo iko
And you also
fresh.
get like a better
By
caliber
the for
of men,
real.
because they have to work around a lot of things for you. It's not like Sisi, what you doing?
Yeah, because a guy has to ask, because me, if you're calling me for such a date, and you're ndakwambia, you know what, sina mbot, so unajua mtu hii, so you even start planning from there.
Me, I say it from the onset, I have a child. Me, hata my friends, me, I have even like, kama mtoto wako angekuwa mdogo, and you need to go get laid, mlete kwangu. Mlete kwangu. Yeah, I used to do that with my friend. Actually, you want to go get
me, I remember a story of
No,
this
me, I
friend of
want
mine.
us to come. No, change it. Me and my child, we come to your house and sit there, so that man doesn't come to lay you in your house. Okay? Okay?
Yes.
Tafuta.
Una make sure.
Lakini I have a question. Can I just ask, Connie, what's the problem in being laid in your house?
Maybe not with my child being there.
Just to know, no, not
Like,
with your child. Okay, of course,
Yeah.
of course, not when the child is there. But what is the problem?
Mimi, I am-
See, where
no.
you want to get laid? Sini laid too.
It is okay. But me, I'm pro. Men have enjoyed a lot of privilege in this life. I'm pro men taking effort. I'm pro
I'll show you
men
on your-
spending
No,
money for
atakam,
that.
maybe atakam kwako,
Personally,
atakam
speaking
na
on my
vitu,
behalf.
shopping, stuff like that.
Speaking on my
It's
behalf,
once in a
not-
while. If he's sleeping around town, I'm sorry, he can spend money for that. But figure out how you can have a good experience outside your house. Figure out so he can
atafute ya
he can send something for you somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah,
Na kama wewe
hotels.
unataka, unajua sometimes
It's okay.
unataka.
Ni
It's
sawa.
Yeah.
Mtoto akienda shule unamwambia kimbia, you only have
Okay.
2 hours. I've done that.
Sasa ndio hata mimi
Naambia uko na 2 hours. Mtu yeye anarudi ati what time are you free? Namwambia I'm usually free in the morning from this time to this time. In time mtoto anarudi asikupate please.
Mimi I'm a strong believer of kama kitu haita kubother fanya as long as aiingili standard zako ama affect mtoto. I'm against ile yenye utaanza kufeel guilty baadaye, but if you on my behalf, mimi sasa kitu huwa inanikazia, it's also I'm a really traditional person. I grew up in Western. Niliingia kwa akili yangu
nyumba ya mwanamke.
traditions around it.
principles ya
It's about the principle. He
He
cannot come and sleep on my bed alafu mtoto wangu tena akuje on
Kwa
my
hiyo
kitanda.
kitanda.
Alafu as much as right now I know it's what you believe that nini.
Mimi
Najaribu ku get out of it, but kuna two bits of it that zimekataa kutoka and they're stuck. And
no, me, I'll just encourage you that men need to work harder. Make sure men are working.
But sometimes you as a woman,
Make sure they are working. I don't care.
unataka the familiarity of your house.
let me tell you, bedhe mimi sometimes mi usema bedhe life, yani tu wewe jibambe vile unafeel. Mimi nishapea mtu fair man, we come
unikule, I know, right?
Exactly.
I get that.
tembea, you know, like
As long as hauta feel, mimi hiyo ndo kitu support sana na feminine.
una feel yani
No, like I say hiyo as long as uko sawa na
uko poa we as a person.
This is person for just eating you. I thought it's going to develop into something.
No, there are those ones.
But it can, why not? It's okay.
Ninakutumia fair.
It's okay. Ka uko nayo tuma.
Well, you know, yesterday I was sorry, babe. I was telling Olive the way there are women who are okay keeping their men and they don't feel bad
As
about
long as
it.
you
That's
don't
okay.
And
exactly.
they know what
And
they're
women
getting
with
and
money. Let me
and
tell
they
you.
have money.
There are women with money.
Yes.
Me know a woman.
No,
she
that's
has
women
a million
don't
bob.
dynamic
Me
to
Me
make
know a
a
woman who
journalism.
makes a million bob every month.
Yeah.
I know her. She
Na
makes
kona
a
mse
million.
kando.
Na huyu dem by the way aliniambia anapeleka Charlie out mi naweza tu msupport. Bora anakupea fiti.
Mpe.
Kwa hiyo mita inakuliwa na nani? Haizi maliza mita.
No, that is agreed upon. That's agreed upon. I am providing for
Julu.
you,
Yeah.
and you are providing me this.
For me, yeah, because at the end
That's
of the day,
fine.
and then the money is just there.
It's whatever
Yeah.
makes you happy. Whatever
Yeah.
makes you happy.
If you know you're getting good deal,
Yeah.
it's okay.
You can pay for it.
May think I
but
can.
at
I'm
any
those
chance,
women
make
who
men
can.
work, please. Make
Let them work.
Women have worked. Women have
Women
worked
have
for
worked.
years. If you
Hey.
can make a man work,
Unakumbuka ile theory ya if your man doesn't have money una sleep ati ATM card hapo chini ndo watu wasione ndio aki women have gone through a
Unampatia.
lot.
Unampatia akulipie.
I've done that.
Uko na pesa
Ndio
na
ionekane
ati
ni yeye
jua
ame-
ego,
Me have
jua
done that
ego.
Mimi
Oh,
what
shit.
me what I will not do. Let me tell you Olive, what I will not do. Mimi I will pay in front of you.
Yes.
Kila mtu aone.
Hata mimi siogopi.
Nitalipa kwani
Hata mimi siogopi kulipa.
nitalipa kwani
Sitaogopa
nini?
kulipa.
Saizi,
But
hiyo
I
ndio
do
ufala.
ufala.
Hiyo ndio
Kwanga
ufala.
ati
Ati
ego
I
yake
give you,
isikuwe hurt.
don't bruise his ego.
And
Funny
you
enough,
grow
yeye
older.
mwenyewe hata sidhani ana care at that point.
Aki they
Wewe ndio unakea sana tukipatia.
Wanapenda
Kuna wenye
kwanza,
wanakea.
kuna
Hawana dependence.
wana feel very
Mentally.
wanachungwa.
Yeah.
Siku hizi maboys wanasemanga after sprinkle is
Drizzle.
drizzle.
Yeah.
So
Wacha
mpe kandi
nikwambie.
yako.
No, but
No,
you
like
see,
ile
it's the
kupay
same
openly.
thing.
Si ndio nasema umpatie. Mimi si
No,
nitasweat.
but kitambo,
Kama una pesa, let the world know.
Hauna
You have
hauna
one
bro.
job in this life as a
Hauna
man
bro
to have
kutafuta
money,
pesa.
and
I
you don't
know.
have it.
Juu ya do.
Why?
Hey babe,
Mi bedhe nasitakuwa na shida. Mi nita openly like
Yeah.
niko nayo ndadu.
Mimi now with the
Yeah,
information I have now and being a feminist now I will pay openly.
Yes.
hata mimi
Lakini
naenda
kitambo
okay to pay.
nilikuwa mtu wa
Wewe ulikuwa
protect
wale una
egos.
protect
Yeah.
I did that. Hiyo
We
ndio
were trained
nasema.
but we were
Pesa
trained
basi.
like that. We were trained like
Na si
that.
umtumie mpesa kabla ufike. Kwa
Hapana, saizi
unamwambia unamtumia mpesa sasa akwetu amejipanga before
Lakini saizi
ufike.
siwezi fanya hiyo ufala. Kama
Ah,
mimi
saizi
nalipa, mimi nalipa tu.
siwezi.
Wacha tu waiter aone pesa imetoka kwa
Na
mama.
watali wanaje
In fact, me, I
wanakia.
would really like if the bill was placed on his side and then I have to slide it to my side.
Gwe, nakwambia Olive. Alafu una dilidali kidogo unamuza do you need anything else before I pay?
Tuongeze maji. Ama.
But
Nonsense.
right now I know there's just something so sexy about a man who provides
Yes,
and
yes.
like pays for
Yes.
things and
Yes, me I usually appreciate. I know I've dated a man who just couldn't ali provide anado vizuri like umse unajua tu vizuri hana do lakini the bare minimum he won't let you do.
But that's
tu
what
kwa
I keep-
restaurant unaona
Yeah.
tu restaurant bill that guy would never let me pay as much as he knew I could pay for myself lakini
Yeah.
angekubali hata eri ange text tu mse tu
Yeah.
atafute tu your do
Atafute
on his
pesa.
own
Kuna
way.
chali ameniambianga
Atafute
hivyo.
do.
Yeah.
That's
But it doesn't
heavy.
have to be. We're not saying date rich people. You have to see
Generous.
intention.
Intention.
Because even my
Yeah.
ex was not a
Yeah.
rich man, but there was intention. It was like, hey, Leo, let's go here.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Oh, there's somebody that has come in.
Ama
Is
hata
there
kuna
something
happy
you'd
hour-
like?
kuna happy hour place
Kuna happy
fulani,
hour.
tunaweza tumia hiyo happy
Yes.
hour.
Even
Yeah.
my ex as much as tulikosana and all when it comes to generosity I give that to him.
It's
Kama
not
kuna kitu
about
mimi huomba
money.
mtoto wangu apate
Ni hiyo
ni his
generosity.
generosity and
Yeah.
like
And also like learn target audience. You see, the same way we say if you are a lady who's dating sponsors, don't go and get a man who has an 8 to 5 like you na 50k yake untaka kweke maisha ya sponsor.
Hapana.
You go to an older man who can
serious.
provide that.
Eh.
The
Mwenye
same
tuko
way
huyo,
the
mwenye
same way a
atakupea.
drizzle man,
Yeah.
don't come to Ciru who also has
Especially
a
Ciru.
small money.
Alafu
Kuna huyo wa 1 million mwenye
Do you
ako
know
willing
me? I
to-
usually have these conversations openly. Like
Yeah.
me, tukianza kudate na kuangalia naona what can. Nakuza, by the way, first of all,
Yeah.
if you are that kind of man who would think that mimi nitakupatia ndo ama nitakufanyia vitu.
Toka.
Please sign
Out
mapema
later.
sana. Do not expect that from
Get out
me.
of here, nigga.
Yes. Like,
Yes.
siku hizi naona ni openly you discuss it because men are
Discuss it,
coming
yeah.
in waki-expect. In fact, wako tu wanaingia tu wanajua
Kwanza,
kumbe
this
matani
thing ya
sort.
50-50.
Na kwanza kusema
Yeah.
sijui
Hata mimi
account
I'm no
I do.
longer doing 50-50.
You have
No.
to have these discussions.
Yeah.
Yeah, have the
Unless
discussions.
mnakutania wapi kwa hii 50-50?
Yeah.
Ni wapi what do you mean tunakutania
Mi
wapi kwa
simaini
50-50?
It would
Sisi
make sense because
tunakutania
I would pay for
Yeah,
dates
you would pay
sometime.
for
No,
yourself.
that
would
makes
buy
sense.
gifts.
Yeah,
That's,
Yeah.
that's
But
you're
kuna
treating
50-50
him. Kuna
in the sense
you
of-
have to tunagawana si
Date ni 2500 wewe toa
25
wewe toa-
my lord.
one unatoa 1750
Tena paka hiyo 50. Ha, my
na
lord.
pia in the sense of maybe mmedate for long, you staying together, or
Yeah.
when it comes to providence, there's a man who'll want 50-50 when it comes to pesa. But kwa hizo vitu zingine
Oh
hakuna
yeah,
story ya
they are not
50-50,
meeting
ndo
me
nasema.
50-50 in the
So,
household.
50-50, lakini sasa nifanye household
finance
yote,
only.
haiwezi.
But sasa when it comes to ati rent, sijui fees, sijui nini,
Haiwezi.
mfanye 50-50.
Haiwezi. Sasa wewe ndo
Mimi I'm not
unacheza,
accepting
wewe
that
Are you
kind of
mad?
50-50.
Hasa utakuwa unafanya 100 sasa.
Exactly.
Sasa kama
Because wewe
unadumbaka.
umefanya hii 100 yako ya huku.
Yeah, true. Hey, my lord.
But African men, I'm sorry, but hivyo ndio kuko.
See what
Utalipa, me know someone atalipa rent na bado household atafanya kila kitu. That man will not do anything in the household. But she will share rent, she will share
But that's
Kuombea.
how we were trained.
That's
So
how
many
it
of
is.
us women
In
were
fact,
trained like that. We are
yeah,
just
yeah.
starting to
Analipa rent
unlearn.
na-
analipa rent,
Yeah.
wanafanya 50-50, the chick anafanya 50 yake, but also household it's just
It's
the
her
chick.
alone.
It's her
Yeah.
alone, yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me
I
at
don't
all.
want.
But anyway, tumesema to each
You
their own.
don't.
Finally, screen imebreak. Aya, sawa.
Haiti finally.
The last email, very long, but I think we've completed everything. Hi, I am X. Oh, I didn't realize they'd put their name. Hi, I am X, a single mom of 2 months, baby boy. I have a lot to say here since I can't make it. He's still too young. I would like to begin with how I got myself here. Shall we? I met this guy in 2014. We were both in high school. So there was a sherehe I was going to. So akapewa namba yangu, nimpe direction to the venue. So that's how he got my number. Throughout the party, he's blowing up my phone with texts after text complimenting me and the rest and the rest. In 2015, our on and off relationship began till 2020, January, when I officially ended it and he was okay with it, unlike the usual him. 2021, I joined college. He started texting me again. Remember, we haven't communicated from Jan 2020. We catch up and then he starts making me feel guilty of leaving him. And by then, my love life has been miserable. I'm having no one. So I tell him we can meet and talk about it. This man ghosts me. I don't look for him either. He comes again towards the end of 2021 and then ghosts again. He does this in 2022 as well till November, when we officially now meet and work on ourselves before the relationship begins. In the process of this, we fell out. Yeah, my lord. He invites my cousin to his place, telling him to talk to me. I stop the attitude thing and be a good girl. Remember, it's me who called off the relationship in 2020, so I'm really feeling guilty. The relationship didn't even begin. We stopped talking. He comes again in May 2023, and now he's very serious about me, always calling, sending texts. This nigga even sent emails of persuasion so we can get this relationship to work. Long story short, he came to my place in July and had a lengthy conversation and decided maybe it's time we be serious and have this relationship. On his next visit to my place, we had protected sex. It was on 30th July on a Sunday. I wish I even went to church. Anyway, the following day he tells me he's not ready for a relationship. I tell him, cool, for once I won't be blamed for ending the relationship. I didn't know what was waiting for me. A few weeks later, my P's are late, and since we had protected sex, pregnancy isn't on my mind. I finally take my first ever pregnancy test at 25, came out positive. I called him to tell him, and he used the same email I was persuaded with to tell me he's not ready to be a dad and the pregnancy should be terminated. Mm-hmm. We last talked in August last year when I found out I was expecting. The baby is here, looks like him, and I'm not sure if he knows I even gave birth. Maybe our mutual friends told him. And that's it.
Wow.
Mimi niko na maoni mingi ya kusema.
Sema maono yako tukifunga podcast.
Alikuwa ana bread crumb all along. Bread crumbing unampea just enough to
Me I'm thinking
to be enough for you for a few months.
Lakini alikuwa na red flags mingi. Mbona ungojeza siku zote?
Anapia kila year kama Father Christmas.
Bread crumbing.
Kama Father Christmas.
Anakuletea mazawadi
Santa Claus.
Mimi naona mse anakuanga tu dress spell akikamianga tu vitu.
She said the same thing.
Imagine say anakujianga tu nini.
And also I feel like that, the reason why I was asking whether this man ever asked her to be the girlfriend, like, will you be my girlfriend? I feel like he's a situationship.
Yeah, this is a situationship.
Do not have unprotected sex with your situationship.
It was protected.
No. Okay, pata mimba ya situationship and Amari stops to
I know, you mimba ya situationship.
Sponsor.
Hey, you to kusema ukweli, to be honest, hata mimi niko na Ciru. Situationship hapo si place ya kupata mimba.
Huko tunaenda kukuliwa. Unamwambia tuko available for 2 hours. Tunakulana, tuna disappear, alafu tuna moja yenyewe tunatenda.
What I get from this conversation, I feel like this chick is such a very nice woman. Like she's a straight woman ule mwenye yani ana believe na relation. Yeah.
No,
but no, me, I don't want to call her naive. I want to call her a nice chick.
Let's call her spade a spade because
a nice chick because she can tolerate.
You can tolerate it, so you're a nice person. The fuck, Mumbua.
She's being sarcastic. She's being sarcastic about this niceness.
Wacha nikuambie. Huyo msichana, mimi nimesoma hii story niko like, what the hell? Yeah. First of all, this nigga shows up once a year. Alafu finally mume meet. Mna have sex the second time. Keep this man waiting for a year, baby girl. Mimi story menuma. Alafu Charlie amemwambia abort huyu mtoto.
I'm not ready to be a dad.
But there's also you remember what I was telling you about conscience? Kuna mtu mwenye hata
alafu pia I feel like
hapana, no, but still kidogo Mumbua on that point. Mambo ya conscious hapana abortion na uko na situation yenye unajua ufai kuwa in that situation.
Sasa si maybe zile childhood trauma
kuna communities, kuna dem fulani bebe yako na watoto wanne aliniambia kwa watu wangi mimba ukitoa mimba
kwenda huko. Wacha ni hapana. Basi kwa nini? Why you having sex? Why you having sex? Why you using contraceptives? Kwenda huko. Tutatoa mimba kwa hiyo familia.
Juu ajagani kwenda into depression.
Hapana. Kwa nini upate mtoto basi? Why are you having unprotected sex even if it's protected? Why you going extreme?
I feel also this woman is in a space where she thinks that the man will come back. That is why she's even getting that child. I think ni ukweli bede. Mimi naona bede yako hiyo space ndio ende mpaka azae ati hata anasema ati I hope our friends mutual friends wame me I feel like good day mako space yenye anajua umse atakam.
I say that.
She's
holding on.
She's holding on.
Me, what I see from this babe, I am sorry, baby girl. We are your big sisters. We have experience. The thing is, she has trauma probably if you dig in, where she's never been loved rejection. And now she's found this man. There's something she said. He told my cousin niache attitude, I become a good girl.
Alafu, when she was blamed for, she was like, when the guy said, I don't want you, she chose it as, at least I won't be blamed for the
relationship. You need to get to a space of self-love.
Do
not
not
have a
blamed
child
for breaking up with a bad person.
do not have a child in a situation where you feel, because do not have a child with someone penye unafikiria I will hold on to this child so that the man can come.
That's
a man won't love you because you had a child together. Mi niliteswa msee.
Please.
Mimi olafu mwanaume anakuambia, my dad told me from his nonsense and one thing I took from him. My dad aliniambia, believe anything a man says, believe him. Believe it. Amekwambia uende utoyo mtoto uje uko hapa peke yako.
By the way, for sure.
Usiende kumtafuta hata.
For sure.
Venye wewe uliambiwa.
Mimi niliambiwa by the way your boss yangu. Na nikakuwa hivyo by the way. So
now it has happened. What's next?
Yeah, she now has a child.
She
has
so I think atalea I think analea probably atafeel nikaomse atakam. Mimi
usikwe na hiyo hope.
Ako nayo
leo ukijua you are on your own from this moment. If you've not organized your finances, start now. Start now organizing your finances. Anza tu kufit kujua uko peke yako. Na like kujipange ukijua if you can create a community like you were saying, create that community, pata mali utasaidika.
Na vile mimi sasa najua mademo amekuwa wajanja wanajua who to give birth with. Unajua enzi zetu enzi zetu mimi na feel enzi zetu are probably so young
in trauma.
But right now I feel like women know better.
There's no one who will come and take you away from your trauma, Mercy.
It's
not for you. Mimi, I've gone through so much shit in life. If I wanted to sit in that
and
trauma,
I would
have been. And Mimi, it's something I told my small sister. I told her, no one is gonna come and save you. It's up for you to sit down and realize ni Mimi peke yangu.
And then you can't be crying, oh my parents did this, so and so did this. You are also becoming someone. You're becoming someone's parent.
Responsible responsible for another person. So you can't make them also wende therapy in future for wende therapy for themselves. Some of the things you couldn't protect them from, but not because wewe ulishindwa ulibeba hiyo trauma yote ukai.
Me, I'll give her tough love. It's
I'm sure aende tu lakini
ameka ni sawa. Hiyo ni akwambia mwenye watoto. The thing is this, tough love. You're in this alone. He told you abort. You did not abort. Kana uyo mtoto ni wako lea. It's gonna be hard, it's gonna be tough. Sometimes
you will high moments.
There are also high moments. But at the end of the day, do not hold on to this child because of that guy. Even the way she's saying, anamfanana.
But I think this guy will come back because akona tendencies.
He will come back. And when he comes back, please, tafadhali, shut that nigga. Don't shoot that thing.
Second born.
No, it's a possibility.
Oliver anajua. Ni ukweli, that's a very big problem. She's allowing him coming in, sleeping.
Unanighost 1 year alafu unarudi kama
nilikuwa nakupenda hivyo sana
alafu unarudi kama umegewa vitu.
Mwanaume anarudi amekugoza.
I want to be a man in my life, but
sikupei.
Mimi nataka kukoma. Unarudi tu
unapewa.
And you know one thing about this guy is this lady says that the guy was always there pressuring hadi emails anaandika venye anamtaka.
Alafu sasa saizi
hiyo email ndio imetumika kukataa huyo mtoto. And when they were meeting, they were talking about the relationship, but sasa venye amepata ball, he's not ready to be in a relationship. Hey, men.
I think the red flags are always there, but
They
we
were
are
there.
so
Amenisana hata me feel like ndo afike hiyo point enyewe ali.
we've also been soaked deep
They were
in
red bwana. They were
Si
too
labda macho
red.
yake alikuwa
Tufanyeni hivi, tusamehee huyu msichana.
Sistangu aliniuliza, my other sister aliniuliza, Shiro, unataka hizi ni hiyo red iwake ikue neon iko tu
Ama maroon.
ama unaitaka kala gani ndio uweze kuona
But wanasemanga msichana akiwa in love wa haoni.
Yeah.
So
No, I think what has blinded us, I think even why we've believed in the statement of love is blind, it's from how we were groomed. We were conditioned to serve
Cinderella,
men all this
Yeah.
while. Fairy tales.
Yeah.
So I understand that
daughter,
we're just starting to
Sisoma.
bring ourselves out of what we've been conditioned for such a long time. So even for her, I understand she's rooted in trauma yenye hata ye mwenye hajui. And I would advise to seek therapy, counsel of some sort to heal, because I also feel like this resentment, and if she had a child for the wrong reasons, some sort of resentment will go on the child, and
yes.
you'll be hateful of this.
Yes,
There are things that
The
might
child is already
happen.
here.
Yes.
Do not hate the child.
It's true.
The
And let me
child
tell
has
you,
no
to be honest,
mistake.
even for me, when I will tell her, because I was 18, right? And I felt that rejection. Already this person ashaniambia, it's not mine. So even me getting that child, I had to work a lot in accepting her and loving her, for me to be honest.
And
that
then
was
things
work.
will happen and you'll feel like you're the reason these
Yes.
things are happening.
Yeah.
I would have lived a different life.
Like
It weren't
not.
for you.
Yeah.
So you two were on the podcast last week. You'll give me details for the places where you
guy,
said people will
sorry.
get free and I
I
think
think I sent you a
accessible
number.
therapy.
Yeah, I sent
Yes,
your phone number.
I'll put them in the description. I would.
For single moms, please also recommend the group I was telling you about.
You'll just give me the details.
Yeah, I'll give it.
So I think watu waende therapy, watu wahil because I feel even like what men are getting away with is because of how we've been conditioned our entire life. So they're getting away by banking on our traumas. So the better we heal, the better we raise our boys.
Exactly.
Yeah, like
I would just like to say to our younger ones, maybe Gen Zs, ama hata wenye wako in this cycle, mimi kitu nili realize is that love is not enough to sustain a relationship.
You said that
That's
another time.
something that we've been conditioned to believe all along vile mnasema. But there's love, there's trust, loyalty, there's money, there's a lot more
compatibility.
Compatibility, your personalities, and even sexual compatibility. There's so much more you should look at while investing in a relationship. And ukiona it's not serving you, just leave. Ama you're not what that partner is looking for. Usijipatie pressure sana. If it's something you can compromise, sawa. If you cannot,
think about
there are many
it.
tumezoea kuambiwa women like there are so little
Women
men
are
kama
supposed to
we're
shrink.
supposed to be struggling for the few men but there are men, by the way. Tusiangalie tu hapo kwa circle letu ati there's only 3. There are men out there just the same way kuna women out there. Don't settle just for anything. Society imetuambia
I feel
there's
kwanza
few
huyo
men.
dem mbona ada kudate watu wengine.
I know.
There's a point where she says she was miserable and she didn't have anyone when he came back. So
she has
don't worry, we are going into the series
always
for
been told your
relationships.
story,
Girls who
Alicia.
never get picked. Relax.
Sijui ratio ya 1 to what?
Yeah. That ratio is also off because there's women like me who've made peace with probably being single our entire lives. So while they're giving you that pressure, there are women who were not looking forward to at least settling. So hakuna pressure. Men are not hawaishi. You remember the narrative about single moms? See, now you're all single moms in the dating and being treated well. Like, so there's this narrative
Usinitoe
that
soko, I'm not dating. Labda kuna mtu amona poda. Whatever wameamua tu waseme we are dating.
No. Like you're not actually dating so you're going out on dates. You're meeting men. Men like you even after they know you have children. But we were convinced that single mothers are bottom of the barrel. No one will ever want you. But
so
now you're seeing
for single moms,
exactly.
and the other guy is not necessarily
nowadays ziko.
So,
but to be honest, tukipata hizo relationships, the woman is well off. Let me say this here.
let us change.
Let me say this here. The woman is well off.
The poverty will always be the enemy forever.
Also, I feel like we need somewhere where single moms can meet single dads as well.
Wow. In fact, my choice of man, to be honest, my choice of man, I hope you're listening, guys. My choice of man is a single dad.
Wamekipitia.
Comfortably. A present single dad
for the other kids.
Yes. Mimi, a present single dad, a divorcee, I am comfortable. I would.
That makes sense.
Mimi naweza sema there's I sent you that link for where Awinja said something about single moms, and there was a lot of hate. Nilikuwa nimeanza kuchoka, and then I saw this one comment, nikasema I'll read it here. In fact, I just stopped reading other comments. So she said, I won't mention her name because ilikuwa kwingine. I have learned one thing. You might come up with graphs, pie charts, a 300-page essay trying to explain your predicament. But if your audience does not want to understand you, you might as well be talking to stones. Single mothers, we will be the scapegoat for everything rotten in this community for a while. Point still remains, watoto ni wetu. And they need the one parent still present in their lives to be fully present. We get on with it.
I like that.
I think same applies to single dads.
I feel like
at the end of the day, it concludes it beautifully. Where see tulisema na mmemanage bila wine. Haya.
Wine yetu iko wapi?
Asubuhi yote.
There's a lot.
Okay. Next time tukuje na hata ni whiskey, I mean.
Yes. Makali. But we were here so early, even liquor stores had not opened. But thank you so much. I keep hoping that people see episodes like this. They get to see the perspectives. It will really help when you're planning to have children and you're not a parent yet. So you get the entire picture. Don't think of your child as just a baby. Mimi nasikia kupata mtoi. Here are real life stories.
It shows single moms out there like that lady who's going through a moment. The last two are going through something right now. They can look at us or look at moms who have made it, and they're like, she's a single mother. It can get here. It gets better.
It does.
And then the fact, I don't know, I forgot to mention this, but you know how I meet you guys outside, and if you don't mention you're a mom, I wouldn't know.
We don't care, guys.
Yeah, because you're
you're glowing. There's a girl who said, kuna email iko huku nje.
Single mother.
Ilikuwa mother of two.
Madem wameiva.
Niliona hiyo TikTok.
Nilikomment nikasema tumefikiwa.
Because we are done with the toxicity of this man.
By the way,
we loved ourselves now.
Tumetoka kwa hiyo point yenye mimi nakumbuka if someone met me when my son was like 2. I think I even looked older.
Me too.
Yani nilikuwa nimechoka, stress nini, but then unaanza even right now siwezi sema nimeifigure it out kabisa, especially financially. I'm still trying to fix, like when a glass breaks you can't fix it all. I'm still trying to fix the pieces of my broken glasses. But niki look back at that time, niki compare that time and now, it's so different. So no matter the situation pali uko unaona it's so hard, how will I get out? I'll never
gets better.
Ni pole to one step at a time.
And also I'll say we didn't choose to be here. No one chooses to be in this situation. Sorry, no one chooses to be in this situation, but we get through and it gets better. Saizi nikikaa niangalie kwenye nilianzia na saizi niko like Enyewe, trust the process.
Yeah. But I would also want to say, guys out there, the men out there, I hope you're listening. Tafadhali. Kama umeget mdem pregnant. Msaidie man. Msaidie yani. In fact to mimi naweza tu kuambia just be responsible because one madem wanapitia sana.
And if you don't want children, don't have them. Even men, don't come here and give us pity parties for this baby mama is stressing me. You deserve it. You deserve every single appointment at the children's court. You deserve it because if you don't want to have children, don't go out here planting seeds. And then don't come claiming your kids after they are successful.
Tuliambiwa there's something, sorry, Aki, wait,
claiming kids ama claiming baby mama.
The one that got away, the love of my life.
Mimi kwanza wangu anaambia wewe msichana kwa TV kila siku.
Maybe two things when you sema from statement ya the Mumbua and what Olive said.
Yeah.
There's a man kwa hiyo group nakwambia niko, there's a lady who shared experience. The man came, so alikuwa anajaribu kumwambia please help me provide, I'm drowning financially,
like ana beg.
That guy told her wanawake wenzako wako huko nje wanapata pesa through their pussy.
Kwa hiyo group
wewe uko hapa unanibeg. Like anaambia that's what the man told her. Uko hapa unanibeg for money, do what your fellow women are doing. Like what's that? To provide for your child, hiyo ndo jibu unapatia.
Huyo msee ni ule msee ulikuwa naye kwa bed akikukamia.
I've posted this on TikTok yesterday. I've just posted this. Be very careful when you're dating, while you're going out on dates and learn about the perspectives or the opinions of your partner about certain things. For me right now, I'll take the case of Nini P. and Cassie. Sikia tu opinion ya huyo mwanaume vizuri. Akikwambia story ya huyo dem amelipwa do. Be very careful, because if that man is okay with you, anything being done to you, and so long as you are compensated with money, that tells you something about that person. Think about social issues. What does he think about the war in Congo? Random things.
That's what I was
does
saying.
This man was it on Wednesday? On Wednesday I went and sat next to someone and they were like, ati nambona madem navaanga makeup.
Huyo ni red flag.
Think
of small things.
Listen, men will tell you
things.
Not even men, generally people will tell on themselves. And learn to run.
You just have to have that amaka antenna that is
telling you. There's a guy nilikuwa naona he was so good. He's still my friend, so hata sita mention, but nilikuwa idolize until he said one statement and was like, oh my god. But you know, as we wind up, we talked about court dates. Pia tumekuwa conditioned somehow as single moms to mature mtoto, like that's it, full stop. If you feel like you have the energy, if you go after child support,
energy.
If you feel like you have the energy, now you can
and you can actually get it.
Yes, please go ahead and sue that man. Mimi sina hiyo energy, sitaki, but mimi neza advise mtu, if you have that energy and you want to pursue this, society sikujaji ama usione ati huyu si alimake, acha tu usibase your decision based on ati huyu si ana manage. Maybe I may decide hataki ama like, but if you feel you want,
kuna time yenye school fees inakuhandanga
unashangaa
for the first time mwanaume ni mtafute ama niende wapi. It gets you
so usikuwe stigmatized by society if you want to go after child support.
Ka unaweza leta drama letter.
Ilete kabisa.
Bora usaidiwe. Bora at the end of the day huyo mtoto apate haki.
You cannot shame the shameless.
No.
Amen.
Ask around. You don't have shame.
Wacha tufunge podcast at 2 hours 30 minutes. Thank you very much for coming.
Sorry.
Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate this conversation. I know it will go such a long way to help so many people. And until next week, this has been the In All Honesty podcast. My fabulous name is OLAVEORAWO. Bye.
Bye.
Next on the In All Honesty podcast.
Let's get into the series of relationships as we close down on the season. single by choice, single by chance, single by whatever situation you're in. Let's talk about what singlehood looks like and why you are single and why singlehood is associated with loneliness. Are those two things the same thing? What does singlehood look like if you have money and if you don't have money? What does the society consider it as? And this is not even single parenting or anything. This is just you as a human being, single, and maybe people don't want you, or rather you've just decided you're not going to date. Let's talk about it. Tell me about your experience being single and what about it is associated with it that you know so well. And what are your experiences? What are your opinions about single people? Because you hear a lot of people saying, aren't you lonely? That is why you're bitter about men or women, depending on what gender you're dating. But here's the thing. Let's talk about it. You can always reach me through my socials. DM me at OLAVEORAWO. And you can also send in your stories or your opinions through my email at OLAVEORAWO@gmail.com. Bye.
Do you hear that? Would you lend me some coins, please? The In All Honesty podcast needs you to continue running. I will deeply appreciate support from you. You can send monetary contributions to my Mpesa +254 728 171 059 via PayPal at OLAVEORAWO. That is OLAVEORAWO. You can support the podcast indirectly by buying merchandise and services I offer listed on my WhatsApp catalog. My WhatsApp number is +254 728 171 059. Did you think I'd forget? Advertise with the In All Honesty podcast. Hit me up to talk about it. You can do that via WhatsApp +254 728 171 059 or via email OLAVEORAWO@gmail.com, or you can also DM me on socials at OLAVEORAWO. You know the hand that gives will receive an episode every week. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm in what was once a dream. So if I do some quick math, the future equals a dream come true. Since 1992, In All Honesty, a podcast by OLAVEORAWO.